This is Python's Paradise. This is your host, Greg Gilbert, aka the Python Hyena, straight out of Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada. And we are on Father's Day, June 20th, 2021. I am joined by my trusty steed, Skittles. Skittles, say hello to our guest. What do you mean, does she have treats? Skittles is embarrassed. Skittles, he said, this is twice today. He's shaking his head over there.
He's gone now?
Yeah, he's gone now. He's like, you know what? He said that was enough of that. He says, you're using me. You're using me to get hits.
Or I think maybe he just thinks, she doesn't have any of those temptation thingies.
Oh, yeah, I've got a few of them.
Yeah, there's like crack for those cats.
Oh, yeah. Running over there, he's hiding.
Scared of the attention.
There you go. Well, folks, here we have my second interview today out of Toronto and my second guest from It's Me, Billy. Folks, I give you the very lovely, I was going to say Sam, but we're going to say the younger generation Olivia Hussey from that film.
Ooh, I will take it. I will take that.
Yes, we have the lovely Victoria Mero. How do you do, Victoria?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. And speaking of Olivia Hussey.
Oh my gosh. I love it. That's my grandma.
Yeah, Olivia Hussey, Margot Kidder.
Yep. Claire on there? Is Claire on there? Maybe like
on there somewhere with that bag over her head.
Oh, classic.
Oh, there she is.
Ah, there she is. No bag on that head.
I've interviewed Lynn Griffin three times on here, twice with her husband, Sean, who was in Wayne's World.
Way.
Yep. So I'm very familiar with Lynn. I met her in Toronto when I was there visiting. And I've interviewed Nick Mancuso, who is one of the Billy voices from that film.
That is so cool. Yep. How do you reach out to them? You just message them and that's how you get them? That's
and
awesome.
I got Carl Zitier on here as well, who I met in Toronto. He was the composer of Black Christmas.
Wow, that's amazing. It's cool that you can just reach out to them,
Well, when I was in high school, we used to have that little thing called typewriters, and our phones were attached to walls and stuff like that.
I heard of those things. Yeah.
Yeah, like I couldn't have done this back then. It's funny. In 1987, I had posters of Tiffany all over my wall. She had a couple of #1 songs off that record. I would have never have had her on here. But in 2017, I had her on here.
Sorry, I just got a tickle. That's amazing. No, it's really cool. Technology is awesome.
Technology is awesome.
Yeah, you can connect with so many people, which is why I'm here today. We wouldn't be able to do this otherwise.
That's right. That's right. And I did contribute to It's Me, Billy. For those who are tune into this, well, this is not live, but still tuning in, It's Me, Billy, the Black Christmas fan film.
Yeah, thanks for your contribution. Honestly, we couldn't have done it without you.
Well, I don't know what I ordered for perks. I think I got a t-shirt and a Blu-ray, but don't quote me on that. I just know when stuff comes to my door, it's like, great, good mail day.
That's like me when I get Amazon orders.
Yeah.
They just keep coming.
I'm like, I don't know what perks, because I'm involved in a few films myself. I'm a co-producer on the next Friday the 13th film called 13 Fanboy.
Cool. I haven't heard of that one. I'll have to go look it up.
Well, I'll show you the tote bag.
Ooh. Yeah, let me see.
Because Friday the 13th is under a legal battle between the director and screenwriter. That's why we haven't gotten one in a long time.
Oh, no. I love Friday the 13th. Oh, that's cool. What does it say at the top? It says some fans
love you to death.
Ooh.
It's about a crazed fan going after alumni from the franchise.
I love it. I have to watch that.
Debbie Sue Voorhees, who was the hedge clipper victim in the 5th film, directed this in New Mexico.
Oh
And
my
she just
God.
got it wrapped just before the lockdown.
Perfect timing.
Yep. Dee Wallace is in it. She's not part of the franchise. She just wanted to work with her. And she's
Very
got a
cool.
ton of people from the franchise in this, including Corey Feldman, Kane Hodder.
Wow. When
Yeah,
is it released? When does it come
it's
out?
supposed to come out August 13th this year.
August 13th this year.
Yeah,
Okay. I'll have to check it
hopefully.
out. I like Friday the 13th. It's a really good one.
Did you get the box set?
No, I did not.
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
You just have like the collection?
Yeah, it's a big, big box set of
Oh my God.
Blu-rays. Yeah.
See, I don't think I even have it on Blu-ray. I mean, I've watched it quite a few times, but I don't think I actually have it. Fans aren't gonna like that one.
Oh, wow.
I know, I gotta get on it.
It's a big box set that's got all the movies in it.
How many are there? There's quite a few.
Well, there's 10 plus the reboot plus the Freddy versus Jason, so
Yes.
12.
Oh my
And
gosh.
out of the bunch, like I think part 6 and part 4 are the best ones.
Yeah, I watched which one did I watch recently? The one with the Freddy's mom. No, is that right? Yes, Freddy's mom, right? What's her name? Sorry. You know when they're like at the campsite and then the mom comes in and tries to kill people?
Well, that was the original.
Yes,
That's
the original.
Jason's mom. You know
Yes,
what?
right. Jason's mom. You're right. Oh.
I've got a problem with that film right now. I've
Do
interviewed
you?
3 people from it, and even the screenwriter who I've had on here 3 times gets this. They killed a real snake in that film. They,
They like a real snake?
yeah, that
Like
scene
the
in the
animal snake?
cabin, they killed a real snake.
That's terrible.
So I would like to punch Sean Cunningham in the face for that.
Isn't that not allowed? That shouldn't be allowed to
Well,
do
there was a
that.
film that came out that year called Cannibal Holocaust, which I haven't seen, but I've seen clips of, which
Okay.
is famous for killing animals on the screen. They killed a python, they killed a sea turtle, they killed a monkey, they
No.
killed, I think, a bird of some kind.
Oh
And
my
that was
God.
Cannibal Holocaust. The animals that you see die actually died.
That is terrible. They should
Well,
not be doing that.
Friday the 13th, that scene in the cabin where they severed that snake, that was a real snake.
I assumed that was fake. I assumed it was,
Nope.
I don't
Nope.
know, not real in some way. Oh my God, that's terrible.
So I used to really like Friday the 13th until I found that out, and now I find I'm rather disgusted after finding that out.
Kidding. I am
Yep.
too. I'm never watching that movie again. From here on out, that's it.
You know, I'm like, if you're that inconfident of a filmmaker that you can't shoot around, that's all they had to do was have the guy bring the machete down.
Definitely.
That was it, and
Definitely.
have them react to it.
You don't need to actually do it.
Yep. And
That just seems
besides,
really
the
weird.
original Friday the 13th, how many of the kills were off screen? You mean to tell me they couldn't have done that with a real animal?
Yep. So true though. Yeah. That's terrible. I can't believe that. That
Yeah.
makes me so mad.
So the last time I watched the original was when I watched it in the box set. And I've interviewed 3 people from the cast.
Cool.
And I mean, it's not their fault, but I certainly hold Sean Cunningham responsible for it.
Definitely.
I mean, Victor Miller, the screenwriter, said the scene was written in, but it being written in and how you perform it are 2 different things.
Oh, definitely. You can have it written in that you kill a snake. That's
Yep.
fine. But don't actually kill one.
Yep.
That's so weird. Do theater of the mind. Make it look like it's happening when it's not. That's so
Boy,
silly.
you've been hanging around Dave McRae too much.
I really have. Oh my gosh.
Do the thing. Say, but Dave!
But Dave. Was that good?
Yeah.
Think you'll be happy with that one?
I got Shelby to do it earlier this
Did
week. I
you?
had her on. Yeah. Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, no, we spent a lot of time with Dave there. I got the mood and atmosphere. You gotta be nuanced.
And
Fear of the
this
mind.
is a fucking shit show.
Yeah.
Which is how I would describe Jason X.
I don't know if I saw that one.
That's the one where he was in space.
I-
And if I was a marijuana taker, I'd be in space during that film.
I don't think I saw that one because I think I would have remembered it being in space. Why is he in space?
I don't know, because the writers,
Did someone shoot him up there? They just
somebody
out in
just
space?
shot me in there, I'll tell you that.
Oh, no.
Oh my goodness. I'll bring that over here.
Okay.
Like, I can appreciate the original, you know, but I have
Yeah.
a problem with that's
Well, now I have a problem with it too.
that's total incompetence that they'd have to do that.
Oh my gosh, I know. It's so easy to do. It just don't do that.
You know?
It's animal cruelty. They should be charged with something for that. Oh my gosh. There's
Yeah.
so many. Honestly, I don't think I've seen all of them. I think I've seen like, I don't know, maybe the originals and then maybe some of the newer ones, but I don't think I've seen all of them.
You didn't see part 2 with Sackhead Jason?
I don't think so. I didn't even realize there were so many. I guess I got to get on it.
Yeah, part 2 has Sackhead Jason.
I mean, I must have seen part 2. When did part 2 come out?
1981.
Oh, I've seen all of the old ones. So yes, I've probably seen that one.
I think this is the best one. Dave McRae likes the original, but I now officially have a problem with the original. But
Next time I talk to Dave, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to say, you know what, Dave? You know what Greg told me?
Yeah, but this is a good one. This one here is hilarious too, by the way.
It's funny, like funny in like a mean to be funny way, or funny in a
it doesn't make fun of Jason. It makes a lot of references to old monster movies like Frankenstein and whatnot.
Nice.
But it's got a lot of funny dialogue. There's a lot of humor in this movie.
I appreciate that.
Yep.
I like some good humor.
So I would recommend watching Jason Lives. It's
Is
the
that the
only
one you're
one.
looking at? Jason Lives?
Yep, part 6.
Okay.
Now this is the only one in the franchise that has no nudity.
Oh, would you look at that?
And yep, but it's got a paintball scene in it that to me is one of the funniest things I ever seen.
Amazing.
Yep. So this one here is terrific.
Okay, Jason Lives.
Yep. And I'd say the second one I would recommend highly is the final chapter.
I've seen that one.
Yep.
Definitely. I've seen that one. Yes, it was very good.
My favorite Jason, Ted White, was in that one. Speaking of which.
Oh, you look like you got some more.
Speaking of which, I'll show you a little something. Ted White was my favorite Jason. He was in the final chapter.
Okay. Wait, is that the actual mask?
Yeah, signed hockey mask.
Wait, that's the one that he wore in the movie?
No, it's a replica.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Where do you get that stuff?
I've had Ted White on a couple times.
That's really cool. Oh my gosh.
Going through the window and grabbing Corey Feldman.
Amazing.
And Corey
so cool.
And Corey Feldman is going to be in 13 Fanboy too.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah,
okay,
they got him.
August 20th?
August 13th.
August 13th.
We're hoping, anyway. We're hoping.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah.
That was an Indiegogo for that one. And when I found out when she announced that Tracy Savage was going to be in it from part 3, I had a big crush on her.
Oh.
I was sold. I said, okay, take my money.
Let me give you my money. Make it happen.
My picture is supposed to be in a scene too with Tracy
Oh yeah,
Savage. Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Apparently,
so cool.
yeah. It
So
gets
will that
those.
be YouTube then?
I'm hoping it's at the theater. I want to see it in the theater.
Well, I mean, yeah, when you first said it, I'm like, it seems like if they have all those big actors in it and all those big people in it, then you'd think maybe it could be in theater. But yeah, I wonder.
We'll see. I
We'll
don't
see
know.
what happens.
I know she got it all shot. So.
That's the good thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Yep.
first step.
Yep. But I mean, I think I've interviewed a lot of people from the Friday the 13th franchise, with the exception of Jason X and the reboot. I haven't interviewed anybody from those, but I mean, what do I say about Jason X? I have nothing good to say about it.
See, I haven't seen it. I can't, but I guess I shouldn't have to see it, is what you're saying. That's what I'm getting out of this. You're saying, no, Victoria, don't do it.
Put
Not
this
worth
way, Jason X is the room of the franchise.
Okay. Is
Does
it
that
kind of like how people say, what is it? Black Xmas is the bad of Black Christmas?
You know what? It's funny you bring that up.
Yeah. Because I didn't see the 2016 or 2006. I don't remember. The two other ones other than the original, I haven't
Good.
seen.
Don't.
That's what people keep saying. They're like, don't do it. It's a waste of time. It's terrible. Yeesh.
I love
Okay.
the original Black Christmas.
It's
In
great.
fact, when I was in Toronto in 2019 for Horrorama, I went to, I think it was the Royal Theatre, and I attended a double screening of White Christmas and Black Christmas, if you can imagine that.
How did that work out? They thought it was pretty funny. They're like, let's just
I
do it.
guess White Christmas had a few people there, but Black Christmas was packed.
It's great. I
Yeah,
hadn't seen it before I was cast in this, and it was really good.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it the same way I love the original Halloween. They both,
Yes.
if I may quote Dave McRae, mood and atmosphere,
Oh, and nuance. Don't forget
and
nuance.
nuance. All the things that Jason X doesn't have.
Okay, so noted. Won't
Well,
watch it.
it has mood. It puts me in a bad one.
That's a good way of saying it. Okay. It has bad mood and no atmosphere.
But I mean, I saw the 2006 Black Christmas in the theater, and I watched it recently on YouTube. And I like the look of the film as far as that goes. It
Okay.
has a lot of very attractive actresses in it, like Michelle Trachtenberg is gorgeous. Lacey Chabert of Mean Girls. You have a bunch of lovely faces in it. But
Mm-hmm.
I was watching it and I was just sitting there thinking, well, the movie looks nice, but I just felt myself getting dumber watching it,
That happens in certain horror movies. I feel like that's just a thing that happens. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's funny. I heard Dave was on, I don't know whether it was his show, or whether it was on somebody else's show, saying that, I forget what it was, whether it was on his or not, saying he liked The Mist. And they talked about the ending. Yeah, and I made a comment. Maybe it was on the Slaughtered Lamb podcast. I don't know. And I had mentioned that I hate The Mist
Is the
because
mist
of the ending.
is the mist the one with Nicole Kidman, or is that another one?
No, no.
That's the others, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the others. The
So then
Mist.
who's the mist? What's that one?
It was
Because I
based
know.
on a Stephen King movie. I don't want to give away the ending, but
Don't give away the ending then, because maybe I haven't seen it.
oh my goodness. I'll tell you, I felt like I was just slapped in the face when I saw the ending.
Really?
It's like when something really, really, really tragic happens.
Okay. Okay. Is this on Netflix or
No,
Amazon Prime or no?
it's a dumpster fire movie as far as I'm concerned. But I mean, you got a situation, you got these creatures in it, but you got a situation at the end of it where something happens where the hero has to make a decision that's tragic.
Okay.
And then after that decision's made, the solution shows up right there. And I looked at that screen and I was like, fuck you.
That's horrible. It's kind of like Romeo and Juliet.
That's a perfect example.
That is a perfect example.
A perfect example.
Thank you. Yes.
She's back after he kills himself, or what, vice versa, or however that worked.
Yeah.
If he only waited a few minutes.
If they just waited, it would have been okay.
Exactly. I hate the fucking Mist because of that.
Was the rest of it okay, or was it just the ending?
You know what? The ending just ruined the whole damn thing for me.
It didn't give you a good mood. There's no good mood.
Nope. I'd like take a big shit on that movie. And a lot of people say they like it. I'm sorry, I can't get behind the ending.
You know what? I gotta go watch it now. Dave's saying he likes it. You're saying you're not liking it. Gotta figure it out.
Well, it gave me some mood. I wanted to throw something at the director.
Oh, that's so bad.
Oh, I hate it when stuff like that happens. It's like, if you're gonna do something like that, don't have a solution happen immediately after a decision's been made, because it just sounds like a cop-out, huh?
It's just heartbreaking. It's like, it's just frustrating.
I found it frustrating. I found it very frustrating. I hated the movie, you know?
Yeah. I have to watch it though. I'm intrigued. I will say I'm intrigued.
Watch The Room instead. You feel more intelligent.
The Room is that the one where they go?
No, that's the one with Tommy Wiseau.
I don't know if I've seen that one either. Unless
it's not a horror movie. It's a horrible movie. It was the one that movie, The Disaster Artist, was made after.
Oh.
That movie with James Franco.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about him.
Anyway, but yeah, I didn't like The Mist, but I wasn't exactly a fan of the 2006 Black Christmas.
I've heard it's just garbage. I heard there's two. There's that one, and then there's
the 2019 one makes the 2019 makes the 2006 one look like Citizen Kane.
How could they go so wrong?
Well, number one, I don't know why they called it Black Christmas.
And they call it Black Xmas, or is that the 2006?
2006. Yeah, I'd like to put an X on it, all right.
Yeah.
But the 2019 one belongs in a dumpster fire somewhere, you know?
Yikes. I kind of want to watch it just to see why everyone hates it, you know?
Well, you want me to tell you something? As a male,
okay,
I wanted to tell the director to give me my money back. As a male, quote unquote male. Because that movie is just a man-hating piece of shit. I get it.
Really?
I'm all for equal rights. But there's a way to do it, and there's a way not to do it. And Black Christmas was like, you know, I'm glad the director wasn't sitting anywhere near me.
Yikes. So it was that bad.
Yeah. Because I'd be like, I mean, just what did you want me to? You wanted to pay to insult me because I have a dick between my legs? Is that it?
Yikes. Okay, I feel like I have to watch it now. I feel like I just have to watch it, so I know how bad it is.
Just listen to Dave talk about it.
He doesn't like it. I think we were talking about like the ride up to the house, like before we started shooting. He was saying like, "Oh, did you girls watch Black Christmas?" And then he was like, "Did you girls watch the 2019 one?" And I think he went on like a 10-minute tangent about how horrible it was. So,
basically,
2006 in there too.
Basically, pretty much every guy in the movie is evil.
Oh.
And every woman in the movie has to kill us guys because woke.
Because woke.
I guess.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to watch it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to see what all the fuss is about.
Well, you've been warned.
I'm gonna do it. If I can find it. I don't even know where I could find it.
Oh, I know where you can find it.
In the garbage can?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people would agree.
It's underneath some of that cat feces I shoveled out there and threw out on top of it.
Oh, Skittles.
Well, Skittles didn't like it either.
Yeah, that's why she has it in her litter box.
Yeah,
That's so
yeah.
funny. Yeah.
So thank goodness Dave and Bruce came along and decided, to really X-mess those two shitty movies
Yes.
and make It's Me Billy, which I gotta say, bravo!
They did an amazing job. Even on set, everything. They were just so professional, and they were just so on top of it. Usually when you're on set, it's like a whirlwind of just like all these things happening that's just not going right, or things aren't going to plan. You end up shooting a bunch of extra hours, but they were so organized. And it seems like the response is very good. Like the fans seem to be very happy with it. So it just kind of reiterates to me like they're doing a great job. I knew they were doing a great job, but just the response of everything in the video, and people commenting on it, the reviews, it's just kind of like reiterating. I'm like, you guys know what you're doing.
You
So
do look like Olivia Hussey.
do you think?
Holy
I take it as a
cow!
I
Actually,
take it as
it is a compliment. It is a compliment, but
thank
you
you.
do look like Olivia Hussey. But
I've heard
that's just
I never heard it before I got cast as Sam. And then I've heard it nonstop since then.
well, you know what? It is a compliment because I mean, Black Christmas was great, and
It was.
yeah. But I have interviewed Lynn Griffin on here. I've had her on here once as a solo and twice with her husband, and I should show this off. I didn't get this as a perk because they were sold out, but I'm connected with Lynn Griffin on Facebook, and I got one of these from her.
What is that? An ornament?
The Black Christmas ornament.
Oh, that's so cool. What's the picture inside?
Lynn Griffin with the bag over her head.
Love it. Love it.
You
I
didn't
think,
know? Come on, it was one of the perks on It's Me Billy, but they were sold out when I got to it.
oh, I so knew that. I totally knew it was there.
But Lynn
But I did know,
Griffin,
yeah, there's some other perks. I did look, I swear.
yeah. Well, Lynn had said you would make more, put this thing on Facebook, and I was like, I would like one. So I sent her a PayPal and
Amazing.
got one of these.
So cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
awesome. Yeah,
And
I
I know,
think didn't Dave have her on his show at one point.
yep,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because I think that's how he figured out how to do Shelby's bag scene. Are we allowed to talk spoilers on here?
sure.
I
I
just
already talked to Shelby about it, so go for it. This is not live,
I
so.
forgot to ask, and I'm like spoiling everything over here.
Well, don't spoil the ending. That's one
I
thing.
won't spoil the ending.
Yeah, we'll
I
keep
won't spoil
the
the ending.
because the ending was just phenomenal.
Yeah,
And I'm
I liked
hoping,
it.
and I'm so hoping, without giving anything away, I'm hoping Dave can make something happen. And I think
I bet he will. The way he's been talking, like I don't know anything, but he has been messaging, just being like, "Hey, like just wondering, blah blah blah," or like, "Hey, like la la la," and yeah, it's like I don't know anything, but it just seems like him and Bruce are already working on it. And from what I heard, it seems like I think they kind of told us what they were thinking of doing during the first, but I'm not gonna say anything.
I have a few ideas. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I'm an essential worker. I've been working through this pandemic. It's funny. I've been going back to the movie theater since last July, but I can't get in our bloody station to do the show. So it was
Ah,
Nancy McLaughlin from Jason Lives who had said, "If I can do Zoom, you can do Zoom." And you're number 63 this year I've done on Zoom, and I'm like, I'm loving that I don't have to call the station and say, "Is Studio B free for me to do an interview?"
definitely.
This is nice.
If
And
you just work from home, you should just hang out.
I love this, and you're my second from It's Me Billy, and
Mhm.
yeah. Um, I've had three people from, like I said, from the original Black Christmas, Carl Zitier, the composer, and of course Nick Mancuso,
Mhm.
who did some Billy stuff.
So cool.
Yeah,
So cool.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I love the film and I wanted to help promote it on here because
Definitely. Any promotion is good promotion. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. But I did watch it. Right now, I've only seen it once because I've been so busy. I work as a cleaner.
Oh, so that's probably why you were essential. You're working through the pandemic.
Yep. Like I don't
Definitely.
get paid to do this. I do this because I enjoy it.
Oh,
But
cool.
I work as a cleaner and I do a lot of back shifts. I listen to Dave. I've never listened to his show live.
You've never listened to it live, you just
Never
watch it
listened to
back?
it live. What I do when I have a back shift or a long shift at work
Hmm.
for those 7 or 8 hours, Dave can occupy about 2 hours of that.
Oh my God, he is so entertaining. Like you won't even realize that he's been talking for a really long time until you
Yep.
look at the time and you're like, oh my gosh,
I
it's
actually
been
look
so long.
forward. I actually look forward to going to work just so
Oh,
I can
that's
listen to
good.
Dave or Sean Clark or any of
Yeah.
the other YouTube, the Slaughtered Lamb podcast, any of
Yes.
those. I
Yes.
will listen to those in my headphones.
Smart.
And I like working the back shift because at nights there's nobody around. Because I hate cleaning when there's people in the building.
Oh, I totally get that. It's like
Yeah.
when you're trying to cook and other people are in the kitchen, you're like, get get out of
Oh
my
my
way.
goodness. I cleaned a day. There was one time I was doing a day shift and I was in the woman's washroom. I had the sign up that I
Uh-oh.
was cleaning in there. A woman come in there and still took a leak.
Yeah.
You can't, yeah, and you can't tell them.
Can you not say something? You can't be like, don't come in here. I guess you can't. Maybe it's an emergency.
And then there was one time in a men's washroom. It was getting to the end of my shift, and I had the sign up to clean in the men's washroom. I waited for one guy to get out. I
Okay.
paid patient. He was done. He left, and then another guy comes in. So I was like, you know what? I packed my stuff up and I left.
Yeah.
I was like,
Like, I'm not having
it's like
this.
I'm just not having that. It's like if you're gonna be that disrespectful because I'm a cleaner, okay,
Yikes.
you sit on the dirty toilet. Go for it.
Oh, yeah, stick with the night stuff.
Yeah,
It seems like a better way of going about it then.
yep, yep.
Yeah.
So I listen to like when I'm working night shift, like I listen to Dave every week
He's
and
very entertaining.
mhm. Yeah, and I listen to the other podcasts as well. So I mean, I could listen to music, but I don't know. I'm a film guy, so and I do my own
Yeah.
podcast here. I just kind of like to listen to what he's saying. And it's funny because he just did an episode on the language of film. And I put a comment on his YouTube channel because I don't know where the time goes.
I don't know
Because,
where it goes either. When we're doing interviews with him on his channel, we're sitting there for 3 hours. I don't realize it's 3 hours. So I'm like, oh, why am I so achy? And I look down like it's been 3 hours. That's
well,
crazy.
back in the year 2000, I took some film courses at
Oh, cool.
University of New Brunswick there. And
Very cool.
one was on film language and how to read film as a cinematic practice, which he was
Ooh.
talking about on there. I remember we watched Citizen Kane and the Battleship Potemkin. Well, I mentioned a comment to him that we watched Citizen Kane the night before I had to go for a rupture operation.
Oh no. Maybe not the best choice.
Well, it was still a great film. Citizen Kane is fantastic. So,
Mhm.
but we watched that, and then I took a history of film course, which was fun.
Cool. I think I took a history of film course actually in university.
I
It was
wrote a
great.
paper on Singing in the Rain, and I got an A on it, which was
Oh,
nice.
I love it. With what's her face? Star Wars mom. What's her name?
Debbie Reynolds.
Reynolds. Yes, she's great.
Yep. Yep. Debbie Reynolds, Gene Kelly.
Yes,
Yep.
classic.
And I took a science fiction course as well.
Cool.
We watched a lot of great movies. We talk about them and write essays and stuff like that. And I took these courses just for fun. I wasn't taking any going for a degree. I
Yeah.
just because I was a movie critic and I just wanted to improve my craft.
You'll definitely, if you're doing it for fun, then it's not like you're going to school. It's like it's helping you and you're interested in it. So it's not like you're forced to do it. It's not like a drag
Yeah.
during school when you're doing it, for sure.
So
Yeah.
when Dave was doing this, I was like, it's been 21 years since I'd done that.
Wow.
Has it really been 21 frackin' years? Has it?
Wow. That's why you probably like listening to them so much. You're like, this is what I'm interested
Yep.
in. This is what I like doing.
Well, that's why, like, I never get upset. I know we had somebody who was on there complaining because he wasn't talking about Halloween, but to me, I could
Yeah.
listen to Dave talk about the phone book for 2 hours.
He's so funny. He's
Yep.
just so animated and it's so engaging. And
Hmm.
he can talk about one thing, but then he'll just go somewhere completely different, but it still has like engaging, you know? He's so funny. He was so great to work with for that week we were there. Never a dull moment, honestly. It was
Hmm.
great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's what I would do. I'd listen to his show, and I've been listening for a long time, and kept all the updates on It's Me Billy, and but he's also somebody I listen to for another reason as well,
What is
and
that
that
reason?
because I miss Toronto so much.
Did you used to live here?
No,
No,
here's
just
my
visit.
story. I'm
Okay.
about to turn 49 next month.
Okay.
I've lived here my entire life in New
It sounds
Brunswick.
very beautiful in New Brunswick. I've never been, but everyone says it's amazing. So it sounds like a good place to live.
Right.
Okay, you don't agree. You're one of the ones I was like, no.
No, it's not a bad place to live until you've been elsewhere.
Toronto is really great.
But no, there's nothing wrong with New Brunswick. But when you've been in some place all your life and you go to other places and you have other experiences that you
Definitely.
wouldn't get here, it's a different chapter in the story.
Definitely.
Here's the thing with me. I would get homesick going to St. John or Moncton, and they're only a few hours away from me.
Oh.
St. John is only about an hour away.
Oh, you're really close there then.
Yeah, we have Fredericton, St. John, and Moncton. About as far away as I've been as Prince Edward Island. That was since I was young going camping.
That'd be amazing. I'd love to go there. It just sounds so nice. That's a Toronto person saying that.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I saw Avril Lavigne and Hilary
Love her.
Duff both in
Love them.
concert.
Big fans. Don't do this to me. Oh my God, is that Hillary Duff?
Yeah, and that is me.
She is my idol. I'm 25 years old and I still love her. I will throw in her album every so often. Metamorphosis, fantastic.
Yeah, I met her backstage and I got that framed.
That is so cool. I would pay money to have that happen. I love her and Avril Lavigne, but Hillary
Hmm.
Duff was like, it was Avril Lavigne was like my idol, and then it was Hillary Duff, and then she just kind of took over a little, I
My
think.
favorite Avril Lavigne song is off her second album. It's called Together.
Together. Oh, I've
Just
probably heard. I used to listen to her like avidly
listen to
until
that
Hillary Duff came out.
song. That song is the second song on side A, and Together is my favorite song she's done. And it was written by Chantal Kraviazik.
Ooh, who is
That's a
he or they?
she.
Who is
She.
he?
She's a Canadian musician. What do you
I'm
mean?
sorry. I don't know.
You don't know who Chantal is?
I guess not. I
Oh
have some
wow.
research to do.
Well, anyway, I would get homesick. Like I'd get these concert tickets to go because they wouldn't come here to Fredericton,
Right.
and I would be dreading going until I went.
Oh, that's cute though.
So here's the strange thing about Toronto.
Hmm.
I have been doing the podcast part of my show since 2015.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the previously mentioned Tommy Wiseau was my first guest
It's so
from
cool.
The Room.
What a great first guest to have, honestly. That's awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But I had an actress on named Lisa Langlois from the movie Class of 1984, which was shot in Toronto.
Oh, very cool.
She had just moved back from Toronto from Los Angeles. She had lived there, I think, for 32 years. And she came back to Toronto. And we got talking about travel. And she asked me, what's stopping me? And she was doing a convention, a horror film convention in Toronto called Horrorama in
Mm,
2017. And she invited me to assist her at it.
that is so
I
cool.
I couldn't say no.
You can't say no to that. Go to Toronto.
And she and I have been friends ever since. I
That is
call,
awesome.
yeah. Actually, she sent Skittles a Christmas gift.
That's so sweet.
Skittles didn't like it. He didn't want to wear a Santa hat.
It's a Santa
Santa
hat.
hat with a beard.
You gotta have a picture. You
Skittles
gotta
was
have a
not.
picture.
Skittles wasn't having any part of that.
She's like, no, thank you. Nice thought, but no, thank you.
But no. Lisa invited me to Toronto, and we're gonna get to It's Me, Billy in a minute. But I got to connect to Toronto here, and
Yes.
I was nervous
Hmm.
up to going. Now, both my parents right now are both terminally ill. My brother
Oh,
takes care of
sorry.
them right now, but that first year I went, they drove me to the airport. My parents did, because so I could leave my car at their place and not have to pay to leave it at the airport.
Yeah.
So I got that memory of them drive me to the airport. And I remember Lisa called me on my cell when I was there to tell me where to meet, blah, blah, blah. Because I was felt like I was going into the middle of something way too big for me to handle. But I was like, I was going to meet the woman who played Patsy in Class of 1984. I was like, I got to do this.
Gotta do it.
I'm the only one in my family who's ever flown.
Really?
Lynn Griffin, actually, of all people, told me Porter Airlines is a great airline to take.
I've actually been on Porter Airlines. It was pretty good.
You
I
know
had
what?
a great experience.
I gotta tell you, I took gravel before going on that plane, but I don't think I needed it. I got
No,
on that plane and it was like a bus in the sky.
yeah, it wasn't bad. I remember people saying, oh, there's going to be a lot of turbulence or whatever. And I'm like, this was great. I had a
Oh, they
great
served food on there.
I know.
I got locked into my headphones and
See, you were good.
oh
You just need a
my,
little boost.
I loved it. We
It was
stopped,
great.
we landed in Ontario so people could get off and people get on. And we landed in Toronto Island.
Hmm.
And I didn't take the ferry across, I took the tunnel.
I
And
took the tunnel too.
it's the first time since the 80s I've seen escalators
No, no.
because we haven't had them here since the 1980s.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
And I was going on the escalator, going along this thing, and I'm just kind of like going like this.
We have escalators everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Literally everywhere.
Yeah. And I got to the surface. Lisa had instructed me to take the shuttle bus over to Union Station.
Hmm.
And when I got to Union Station, she called, wanted to know where I was because she was going to pick me up.
Nice.
And it was funny because when I met her, suddenly I wasn't seeing Patsy. I was like, it's like Lisa face to face.
Yeah.
She took me so I could drop my stuff off, my luggage and stuff. And she asked, are you jet lag or do you want to get something to eat? I said, I definitely want to get something to eat. Let me drop this off. Let's get something to eat. And I actually, my scene card at Cineplex,
Hmm.
I save all my free movies for Toronto and I take Lisa to all the movies I can.
Ah,
And
smart.
I got 18 freebies right now on that thing.
I could do with some of those. Except
Yep.
we don't have our cinemas aren't open yet. So
They better open by the time I get there.
yeah, they're I don't know. So far they keep shutting down. I haven't been to a movie theater in like a really, really long time.
I was started going back last July, 2020 July.
They have outdoor, like the drive-ins open, I think.
I haven't,
Um,
again, we haven't had a drive-in here since the 80s.
I think they recently became popular in
I wish
Toronto.
they'd become popular here. I wouldn't mind
They're
going
cool.
again. Yeah.
I love them. You go, you bring some snacks, some blankets.
Sneak people in the trunk of your car. Oops,
Oh,
no.
definitely. Definitely.
But yeah, we used to go to the drive. I actually remember the first movie I seen in a drive-in. I would have been 5 years old.
Oh.
It was the original Pete's Dragon,
Oh, that'd be so good. Yeah,
1977. We
I
saw
only
this.
seen the recent one, I think.
Actually, you know what? The recent one was actually one of the better remakes.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it.
and actually they didn't follow the storyline of the original. And I
Really?
like, yeah, they made their own movie. I actually like what their Pete's Dragon remake did.
See, I didn't know it wasn't like the original. I just watched it and thought, that's pretty good.
If you watch them both back to back, I thought the first one was great, but I actually really appreciated what the remake did.
Interesting.
Yeah, they did a great job. That's one of those few remakes that my favorite remake is Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the 1978 one. That's my favorite
Oh.
remake. Yeah, that's my
Ooh.
favorite remake. But
Even think of what mine would be. I need to think about that one. I don't know.
we saw the Star Wars trilogy at the drive-in, E.T., Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've only been once or twice, but I mean, obviously they're the most recent movies coming out, so they're nothing too cool. My friends went to see A Quiet Place 2 at it last night, so I got to go see that one. I
I
really do want to
enjoyed
see it.
it.
You did.
I did.
Okay, that makes me feel good.
You want me to
I
tell you
like
what
the
else?
first one. I
Yep,
love
same
the first
here.
one. So far I've only heard good things about the second one.
You want me to tell you what else I enjoyed?
What?
Cruella.
I haven't seen it yet, but I feel like I would really like it. I have Disney Plus, so I just
I
have to.
got to be frank with you though. I'm a little biased because I have a big Emma Stone crush.
Oh, everyone does. She's great. I love her.
Yep.
She's
So,
so funny. She's just so funny.
oh yeah, I like her in pretty much everything, even
Yes.
her bad movies.
Yes, they're great. I really
Mhm.
liked her in Easy A, but also in that Crazy Stupid Love movie. That was so
I
good.
just got a T-shirt of her on Easy A.
Oh, did you? Does she have like the
Yep.
A on
Yeah,
her
it's
little
one of
gesture?
the photos from the movie. I ordered it online. I'm gonna get one from Birdman of
Oh
from
yeah, I
that
haven't seen
movie.
that one either, but I heard it's really good.
Oh, it is.
I've
It
heard it's
is.
really good.
Yeah. Emma Stone, I'll go to pretty much anything she's got her name on because number one, A, she's nice to look at, and B,
Definitely.
she's she can tackle any genre because she's pretty much done
She's pretty much
everything.
done everything. Yeah, she's done a lot of stuff.
Hmm.
She's great in
I
La La Land too. I mean, like
Yep,
I really like La La Land, but some people didn't really like La La Land. But also, I just really
I
like Ryan
did.
Gosling.
Well,
So,
I first saw Emma Stone in her first movie that was super bad, and I've been just
yes.
following her ever since.
And then
So
she was in House Bunny, right?
didn't like House Bunny.
I hated House Bunny, but I still think she was good in it.
Well, here's the problem. House Bunny did the same thing that She's All That did. They took a really somebody who's obviously nice looking, and then
Hmm.
She's All That, it was Rachel Lee Cook.
Yeah.
They put overalls on them and glasses, and they're going to be hot when you see them. Like, I wasn't buying it. It worked in My Fair Lady with Audrey
Hmm.
Hepburn because that
Definitely.
was not about making Audrey beautiful.
Yeah.
It's My Fair Lady.
Yes.
Lady. It's about attitudes.
It is. It is. That's a great
That
one.
was the difference. That's
And plus,
why
it was early. It was earlier on. Like that was the original. Like everyone's trying to do other things with the storyline, but that was
it,
the.
it worked in My Fair Lady, but it did not work in House Bunny, and it did not work in She's All That because it's Rachel Lee Cook, or in this case, Emma Stone. I'm sorry. I mean, I like Anna Faris,
Mhm.
but I mean, if I was to have a date with either one of them, I'd go with Emma Stone, whether she's
I
got
think
overalls
everyone
and glasses on or not. I'm
everyone
sorry.
loves Emma Stone.
You know,
Don't blame me on
it's
that one.
So I wasn't buying it, you know?
Hmm. I
Yeah,
must say though, there was like 2 times in House Bunny that I laughed out loud, but I didn't like it overall. There were
yeah,
2 funny things that just caught me off guard. I was like, that was pretty funny actually, but I didn't like it overall. It was
yeah.
too much
But
for me.
anyway, Lisa is still friends with me to this day. And I had a great time at Horrorama. I don't know whether Dave's ever been to that, but it was my first convention. I
Cool.
had a blast. And
Hmm.
Lisa trained me on the subway and the
Yes.
streetcars,
Yes.
So
Gotta love those.
I spent a lot of time. In fact, Lynn Griffin was doing Horror Hound that weekend, that
Hmm.
same weekend, and she had contacted Lisa to find out when I was leaving Toronto.
That's so cool. You're like, oh my God, I'm so
So,
popular.
well, the four of us met at a restaurant. Me, her, and Lynn and Sean, her husband, met at a restaurant. And they had some stuff they had signed for me.
That is so
Plus,
nice.
I've got some
Wow.
Black Christmas Blu-rays signed here too. So,
That is so cool. You could get a lot of money for that if you ever decided to sell it. I feel like people would go crazy.
you know what? I won't sell. I've got autographs dating way back to the 90s, and I won't sell them because a lot of artists don't like that, and I don't think I'd like it either if somebody was
I understand
selling.
why they wouldn't like
Yeah.
it. Yeah. It's kind of like, I kind of signed that for you and you're kind of exploiting.
Well, my first autograph I got through the mail was Andrea Barber from Full House. She was Kimmy Gibbler.
Cool.
And I got that was I think 1993.
Very cool.
I've still got those pictures.
Oh my gosh. You still have your Hillary Duff one. Oh, I'm so
Hmm.
jealous. I'm so
Yeah,
jealous.
she signed a CD for me, and I've still got that.
Which CD?
I think it was a greatest hits or something like I don't remember. I got packed away somewhere here because I'm here until my brother and sister-in-law and I get our own place where they live upstairs and I live downstairs.
Nice.
Just my folks being ill has been taking up a lot of my brother's time, and
Definitely.
COVID has slowed things down as well.
Definitely. Yikes. Yeah.
Well, we're going to get solar panels and stuff on the house and mining equipment. My brother can do that, and that'll cut us down on a lot of our bill.
Cool.
Because
Mining? Like crypto?
I don't know, my brother knows about that stuff. I have no idea.
Yeah,
That's
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 cool.
that's his lingo, not mine.
Yeah, I'm not, I don't know. My brother's very techie, so I hear it secondhand. So when you said mining, I was like, ah, I think that might be crypto. I don't know. But I've
Well,
heard it's pretty cool. I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
I wanted here's the point I'm going to make though. I got up the next morning, like I went and I had dinner with Lisa,
Hmm.
and the only thing going through my head was, why am I not homesick?
Because you're having so much fun.
So I went to bed that night, and the next day when I talking to Lisa, I said, you know what? I think I'm going to call my flight and spend an extra day here.
Oh my gosh.
I said, I don't know why I feel like this, especially since I go ape shit going to cities that are an hour away.
Yes, definitely.
I can't explain that, but nonetheless, we had the Horrorama that weekend, and I arrived on a Thursday night. Friday, Lisa was going to go pick up her photos and stuff for the event,
Hmm.
and I went with her. Number one, I could help her out, but number two, I was able to see the city.
Mm.
Yep.
It's
Because she
beautiful.
was my education on the city and she got me trained on the subways and stuff. And when I went back to Toronto in 2018 for Horrorama, she wasn't part of it, but I still met up with her.
Oh, that's so
Oh
nice.
yeah, I was going to spend some time with Lisa, and we did some stuff, went to some movies. 2019, I went to Horrorama as well, but earlier in the year, she had suggested I should go to Toronto Comic Con
Mm.
because she said it'd be a different type of con. So I wasn't going to go because she said she was going to be in Los Angeles that weekend. And I was not going to go, but she urged me to go because she wanted to see how I'd handle myself on my own.
Right.
Well, she called me that weekend, and needless to say, she schooled me well.
That's good.
Yep, she schooled me well. So I could go to Toronto, and I think I would be okay.
Yeah. I guess it's been hard to come back since everything happened with COVID and
I
everything.
didn't want to come home. That's a strange thing. I
Really?
want to live in Toronto.
Come live here. Come on
How?
over. We'll accept you.
How? How do
It's
I
really
live
expensive.
there?
It's very expensive.
That's what people are telling me, but my brother Andrew had said to me, he said, "Why don't we do the housing thing? Where about the only thing we'd have is maybe a mortgage
Hmm.
because solar panels and stuff will cut us down on a power bill."
Hmm.
And he says, "You're working a job, and how about we do this where I could travel to Toronto a couple times a year?" So I'm like, okay, okay,
Yeah, sounds good.
I'll do that.
Sounds good. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Toronto's great. It's awesome,
I
especially for the
love
film
it.
industry. It's
You want me to
great.
tell you how badly I miss Toronto? You
How
want to hear
badly?
you want to hear this?
Yes.
I come on YouTube one day. This is so pathetic. This is so
I'm ready for it.
pathetic. This
I'm
is
ready
so
to hear it.
pathetic. I typed in on YouTube Toronto subway and I listened to the subways go
Oh
back and forth
no.
for 20 minutes.
See, I couldn't do that because I think that would drive me nuts. That would drive me crazy.
Oh my goodness. I sat there for 20 minutes. I'm like, with my eyes closed, I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
you hear those sounds, and I'm like, yeah.
That means you have to come back. That means you have to come back. You have to come back and join us. It's gonna be good.
I've
You
done
should
three
take the
horror
subway for
ramas.
me.
I've done three horror ramas. I've done one Toronto Comic Con. This year, I'm hoping if everything goes well, horror rama is supposed to be October 2nd and 3rd, but I'm not hearing anything from Lewis from Suspect Video or Chris Alexander yet.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
hoping.
hard. It's hard to say for October because it seems like it could be open, but it's also close enough that it might not be,
And
you
the
know?
other thing that Lisa suggested is I might want to try Frightmare at the Falls. I've never done that one before.
Oh, Frightmare near the, like in Niagara Falls. Is that what you said? I've
Yeah.
heard of that one. But there was also when you said Frightmare, it reminded me of the haunted house there. I don't know if you've been to it, it was great. You should go. If you like haunted houses, there's one I think it's called Nightmares, and it's like up Clifton Hill. It's right on the end. Oh my god, it's so good. I'm pretty good with like scary things, but that one really freaked me out. You should check it out. It's so good.
Yeah. So I want to go back. I'm hoping I can go back.
Definitely.
Yeah. Because I didn't get to go last year because COVID decided to fuck everything up for everybody.
For everybody.
Yep.
It really threw a wrench in everyone's plans.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I miss Toronto a lot, and listening to people like Creepy Ghoul out of Toronto, or people like Dave McCrae.
Hmm.
I even sat here and listened to some of the interviews I did out of Toronto just on my headphones while at work.
Hmm.
You know, like the band Blood Opera, who I met at Horrorama, and it's just I miss it. So Dave is kind of one of my channels to Toronto while I'm here.
Definitely. He's like your fix. Your
He,
fix so you can get here.
he's my fix. Yep. So,
Definitely.
and I did see It's Me, Billy. We enjoyed it. I do got to say this though, because Dave and I have something in common. We both love pineapple on our pizza.
I do too, Bruce. That's my one thing. If I could change one thing about this whole It's Me Billy thing, it would be that Bruce would join
Yeah,
us.
we need to talk about Bruce because Shelby and I talked about Bruce. Did you guys make Bruce sleep outside? because of this?
No,
Why
no.
not?
Oh, we should have. I think it is an offense
Like,
where he
like
should have slept
I
outside.
think he should have slept in the Billy basement.
Oh my God, that was really scary
Yes,
basement.
I'm sorry,
There
pineapple
were
on
bats
pizza.
down there. There were bats flying around.
Yeah, see,
He deserves it because it is important. I
it
think
is important. What's wrong with Bruce?
Malika doesn't like. I think it was Malika or Shelby. One of the two
Oh,
was like.
Shelby likes pineapple.
So it was Malika. I'm pretty sure. I think she said she'd eat it, but she was like iffy on it. I'm like, oh, Malika.
Fire her.
I know. I'm like, you're not allowed.
Fire her. Fire her.
He's
Recast.
she's spoiler dead anyways. I'm kidding. I'd love for her to come back. But yeah, she
No,
needs
but
some pizza.
seriously, my favorite topping on a pizza is pineapple.
It's great. It's great. I used to like, I don't know, I used to not really have it much. So I didn't really have an opinion. But I think within the past 5 years, it's just gotten really good. Like it's been my go-to.
Pineapple's my top, then I like green pepper.
I like bacon.
And then I
Bacon.
choose a meat, and I don't know whether it be pepperoni or bacon,
Both.
I could go either way, but
Both.
I know at Greco Pizza down the hill they have you could buy a medium pizza for $7.99 with two toppings. And I usually go with pineapple and green pepper,
Good. Fantastic.
you know, but
Ham's good too with pineapple though. Like pineapple, ham,
yeah,
onions, maybe. Green
yeah,
peppers is good.
yeah, I like green pepper and but yeah, I I'm like, what's wrong with Bruce?
I
What's
don't
wrong
know.
with
We
Bruce?
got to
Does
get, and you know
pineapple?
what? I even brought it up to him because I think the first night we were there, we were eating pizza because we just got there and it's like really late. So we got there, we ordered pizza, and then I saw him not get the pineapple. And I said, Bruce, like, remember what happened on the show? You were supposed to eat pizza. Like, people said we had to dare you to eat pizza, and you said you would, and he didn't. He didn't do it. I
Did you
tried.
did you
I
slap
tried.
him? Did you slap him
I
hard?
I didn't, but I mentally slapped him.
Yeah, but you're what you call the heroine of the film. Give him a
Yes.
good smack in the head.
I have to take on that heroine role and just tell him what he has to do. Yeah, no, he's great though. But yeah, the pineapple thing, I think he's a little got to get on that. Definitely a thing that needs to be changed for the next one.
He and Dave did a great collaboration directing.
Oh my
Talk
God.
about what their differences in terms of their directing styles are.
Yeah, so I think they were just kind of the perfect storm. Like Dave was very he was very talkative. Well, obviously, Dave's talkative. Like he was very
Pineapple
talkative.
friendly.
Yes, very friendly, but he would just kind of talk to you and just like really verbally do it, I guess. And then Bruce was more of he'd watch it, analyze it, soak it in, and then he'd come and talk to you. But both of them worked really well together because Dave, who was more of the like the talker, and then him who was more of the analyzing, they would be able to collaborate together and just like make something amazing. It was really interesting watching them work. They would be sitting there, we'd be doing the scenes, and then we'd stop and I'd look over at them and they're both like sitting there at the monitor looking at it, like doing their little talking thing. And then they're really great. They'd be like, oh, do you want to take this one? Yeah, you take this one. I'll go watch it on the screen. And they take turns. It was really cute. It was very wholesome. Like, I think one of the crew members called them, it's like they've been married for like 50 years or something. It's true. It's so true. The way they interacted was
Yes,
just
but the
so good.
pineapple thing would be a deal breaker.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm telling you, I agree. I agree. Everything about Bruce is great, except
Yes,
pineapples.
that's a
Throws me
major
off.
one. Throws us all off.
Throws us all off. Yeah, no, they were a really great team. They were very professional. They were very on top of it, very organized, and just both of them together with their direction was just amazing. It was very helpful. Yeah, in a way, like sometimes people think, oh, two directors, yeesh, like that's gonna be it could either be really bad or really good. And yeah, it worked out. I think just because they've known each other for so long,
Hmm.
it was great. Yeah, they're amazing.
Well, when I was there, like in 2017, Lisa and I went around to all the locations for Class of 1984, and for that movie because it was shot in Toronto. And I didn't get to the Black Christmas house, and I
Mm,
still haven't gotten to the Black Christmas house.
I haven't either.
But
And I
apparently, Dave and Bruce tried to get in there, and that ended up being the opening of the movie verbally.
yes,
But
yes.
they were denied entry.
Yeah. I think the first time I read the script, we were, is that what the first, I think it was. I think the first script we read was when we were going up to the intercom, I'm pretty sure, and trying to get in. But then that ended up getting scratched. And then we ended up doing like a diner scene. I
Hmm.
think Dave knew someone who had a diner. I don't remember exactly, but I remember then the scene was we just came back from the place and we're sitting in the diner, but then COVID happened and then it became the car scene. So yeah, they always told us they wrote that into the script. There's actually a lot of things that Dave wrote into the script from their own experiences, which was pretty cool. Yeah,
Hmm.
I think there was even that scene where Malika or Justine and Sam are in the car and she's saying to Sam, like, you know what, you told me when my grandpa died. And then she said something like, what she say? She said, you like the way, like the hurt that you're feeling just means like shows how much that you love them or something. I forget what she said. It was like a really nice quote. And that's actually what I believe it was Bruce said to Dave when Dave's parents died, I think, or
Hmm.
his grandpa, or maybe it wasn't Bruce, maybe it was a different friend. I don't remember, but he wrote that into the script. So it was kind of a nice moment to have. Yeah. Yeah, they
Hmm.
did a great job.
Yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
movie had definitely had a great look to it. I mean, all I could say for the 2019, the only thing that makes that look good is whatever fire it's being thrown in. But, but, but I had to throw that in there.
Yeah.
But It's Me Billy, he obviously watched the original film well and got that look, not just the look, but even the sound. Because there's
Yes.
not a lot musically
No,
in
there's
Black
even in the original.
Christmas.
Yeah, the original, very minimal. It's Me, Billy, very minimal,
Yep.
which I
So
love.
sound was very important in
Yes.
the original Black Christmas, and I like even the little subtleties that Carl Zitier put in there. You hear the piano sound, and
Yes.
but
Yes. Adrian did a great job with it too. I remember
Mhm.
sometimes after we'd shoot a scene, he'd be like, can I just take you to the side and just get you to like walk around so I could get some creaks going or like
Mhm.
just like really creative things like that. So he did a fantastic job with the sound as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And there was some nice homages in there,
Oh,
like
definitely.
the plastic bag, of course.
Yeah.
And my favorite scene in the original is the Margot Kidder death scene
Oh, it's
with
so bad, but so
the
good.
unicorn, and I loved how the Christmas caroling uh, was the counter opposite to that in that scene,
I know. It was so good. I remember
but
watching it for the first time like last year and I'm like, oh, that was so
yeah,
cool.
yeah, but that
Yeah.
was my favorite scene. You got the shot of the eye, and
So
the
good.
unicorn letter opener.
Yes.
Is that what
That
that
would, yeah.
was? Yeah,
I think it
and
was, or it was like an ornament, or it was like a statue
something.
thingy
It
or
looked great
something.
because when Margot Kidder's hand goes up there, and you got all these uh swan ornaments just kind of falling over and whatnot. Visually it was
Yeah.
great. you know
Yes.
you
Yes.
know
Yeah, they did a
Superman
good job.
wasn't there to protect her on that one.
No, Superman.
She went on to be Lois Lane, of course.
Oh,
But
she's great.
yeah, but that was my favorite scene in the movie, and I loved how Dave referenced that
I know.
in
He
It's
did.
Me Billy, and it was great, and it was really creepy how he did that too. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
think.
For me, I'd close and lock the door before I went to bed.
Yeah, no, I remember I was watching it with Shelby, like in
Mhm.
the, because obviously Malika was in the bed, and we didn't want to intrude in the room, so there was the little screen that you can watch it on in the bathroom. So I think it was me, Shelby, and Dave in the bathroom, maybe Emma, the production manager, I think as well, and we watched it happen on the screen, and we just I remember Shelby was just sitting there like frozen. I'm like, what just happened? And then Emma was obviously just terrified. And then Dave was just like, yes, like, that was awesome. And I think it was kind of the panning, and when the shadow was you have him stabbing her and then it goes to the shadow and it shows this shadow stabbing him. That was an accident. They just didn't call cut, and then they just happened to see it in the shadow. They're like, wow, that looked amazing. And then I was just shocked. I'm like, I can't believe that just happened. Wow. It was great.
I'm trying to think of the actor who played Billy in this.
Brian,
Brian, yes.
he's great.
Because I don't have the IMDb up right in front of me, but
Yeah, Brian Charles Peter.
yeah, he did a
Yeah.
great job.
Oh my God, he's amazing. He's so good. Like working with him he's just such a sweet, he's not like that at all. Like he's not
Well, that's
creepy.
what they always say.
I know, but he's so nice. But there was some times where we'd be filming, for example, the dining room scene, and say we'd be doing like a quick rehearsal. And I
Uh-huh.
remember, since he wasn't needed that day, he was walking outside, because there's windows in the dining room, like there's windows everywhere. And I
hmm
remember he was just walking outside and he was taking pictures of things because it was a pretty property. It was dark outside. And I remember turning around because Dave was talking to me, and I kind of looked out the window and I just see this man, and it was terrifying with his long white hair. And I'm like, Brian, you have to stop doing that. He scared me maybe like 10 times unintentionally during that. And he's like, I'm so sorry, Victoria. I did not mean to do it. I'm like, it's okay, Brian. This is a creepy house. He's too sweet. Yeah, no, he was really great. He actually, so when I was filming some of my scenes, I guess he felt like bad for me, like he felt like emotional for me. So then he tried to cheer me up. After we finished shooting, he got Malika to cut off his beard, and then he gave me a Ziploc bag of his beard, and I still have it. It was amazing. He
That's
was like, do you
awesome.
want like a little souvenir from Billy? I said, of course. He just handed me his beard, and I said, I'm keeping this forever.
And Carl Coltman was really good in the film too.
She is amazing.
hmm
She Working with her was fantastic. She just brought up so many good points, even during the table read and everything. And her performance was so creepy. She did it. The thing was, is she did it in so many different ways. She did it one way, and then they get, okay, can we get you to do it a different way? And she just nailed it each time. Like that, the takes that were in there were fantastic, but she also did it in so many different ways too, which was,
hmm
you just know she's a talented actress when she can do that.
Yeah. So you mentioned down there in the like he did a great job finding the location.
Yes,
Because if you couldn't use the Black Christmas house, you got to find something. They
Mhm.
lucked out there.
They really did.
They
They really
definitely,
did.
yeah.
It was stunning. And staying in that house for the week, I mean, yes, it was scary. And yes, it has a dark history that really freaked me out because Dave did not tell us before
I
filming.
heard.
And we were really
Shelby
mad
said
at him.
that. Shelby said that too. She said they didn't tell that there was a murder there.
Yeah, he kind of mentioned it casually in conversation. We were just kind of like, what? Sorry, what? So, I mean, despite that, it was a stunning house. It was gorgeous. It was perfect. Like the attic, the basement, everything was all in the same house. Like everything was at the one location, which is very rare in filming. It was awesome.
So let me guess. Dave and Bruce stayed someplace where there was no murders.
No, they stayed in the house too.
Oh, did they?
They did. They did. And I think even Greg stayed with us too, Greg Bennett, the DP. So it was him, it was Dave and Bruce, Greg, me and the girls, and Brian. Carol lived close by, so she just came and drove. But we really freaked each other out in that house. I'm not gonna lie.
See, you know what I would have done? If I was Dave, I would have said, Bruce and I will be at the such and such place down the street. Just a caution, you might want to take turns being awake, you know?
Seriously, seriously. We found out, we're like, we've been walking around this house at night, already freaked out. And then with the added knowledge that someone was murdered in the house and
And
the
then
suicide as well, I'm like, oh, no, thank you.
show up and like boom, boom, the
I
door in the
know.
middle of the night.
No, I think there was like in each room there was a buzzer. and then it went downstairs and it like rang a little bell, or there was like an intercom where you could talk or something. I kind of forget what it was, but I remember I think someone was in the room. I think it was Dave, and he was like pressing it repetitively. And Greg was downstairs. He's like, "What is going on? Who is this? Who is doing this to me?" And then Dave's like, "Sorry, that was me. I was just playing with the thing." It was very old house. I think it was built in the late 1800s, like
Oh yeah.
1870. Yeah, so it had all the old school like intercom things, the bells to ring, and yeah, it was pretty cool. It was awesome. Very spooky though.
Yeah. Oh, the film looks great. And
Mhm.
because I'm gonna tell you, there's not many horror films today that are really scary. I can't think of the last one. Like, Don't Breathe had a great
Oh yeah, that
scary
was great.
atmosphere to it,
That was great.
but you don't get a lot of that now,
No, it's very rare. I agree.
hmm
Yeah.
But It's Me, Billy did capitalize on that and get in there good. And yeah, I enjoyed seeing it. I hope that they can do more with it. I'm hoping that happens.
Yes. Everyone go watch it so we can.
Oh, I've been plugging it. Like I said, you're my second guest on here. I don't know how to get hold of Malika.
You don't? You know what? I think it's because her Instagram is not. Do you want me? I can look her up right now. She has an
Uh,
Instagram, and it's public. I'm pretty sure.
and she doesn't
Um,
have Facebook.
she does have Facebook, I think. Would do you not have Instagram?
I don't do much on Instagram,
You don't
but
do much on Instagram because hers isn't like Malika Hennie. It's Malika.hx. So it's kind of hard to find her on Instagram, but she has. I'm pretty sure she has Facebook. Let me see. Malika. Maybe she doesn't. Nope. I don't have
because
her on
I
here.
that's where I found Shelby, and I found you. I actually got hold of you before I got hold of Shelby, and then you
Yes,
still.
I just didn't see because it showed up in my, I guess when you have your app, it doesn't show you the message requests. And I
Hmm.
never go on my computer, like on Facebook on my computer, because I just go on my phone.
Hmm.
And I was so lucky that I found it because it popped up in my message request. I'm like, what is a message request? There were so many in there. I'm like, I just haven't replied to people in a really long time. That's really bad. But it's a good thing I found it.
Well, I had yours scheduled before I even contacted her. She just happened to get hers booked early.
Yes.
But
I know. I didn't see it. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing I found
mhm.
it because otherwise I might not have seen it. Yeah. So, but if you do have Instagram, Malika does have Instagram. So,
Yeah,
or I can message her for you. Or I could give her your
sure,
email if you like.
go for it.
I can do that.
Go for it. Now, I would like to backtrack a little bit because I'd like to get a little bit of your background and how you got into performing arts. Is it something you've always wanted to do?
Yeah. So I don't know, like basically as long as I can remember, it's just been something that I wanted to do. Obviously, Hilary Duff played a huge part in it. She's my idol. Um, but yeah, I think I started doing musical theater when I was maybe 8. Completely fell in love with it. Continued to do that until end of elementary school. Then I got my first agent.
Hmm.
And then I moved, so I lived in Windsor, and then I moved to Toronto um, after getting an agent and everything. And then I started doing more work down here. So I started doing more plays, commercials, modeling is a big thing for me. So that's kind of how I started out. And then actually, my drama teacher from Windsor, she ended up creating an agency because of her experience with me going to Toronto. So I ended up switching to her agency and then doing more film and commercials and theater. Then I decided to get my degree in acting. So I auditioned for the Acting Conservatory at York. It's actually, plug for me, a really hard program to get into. I think there was only 12 people in my program out of thousands of people that auditioned. So it was a great program. I learned a lot there. Um, I mean, obviously, I went through a couple strikes there, but that's not their fault. So yeah, I went to acting school for 4 years, did film and theater during that time. I did a lot of film classes outside of that as well. And then after I graduated, I started acting like a lot. Like I went and I was back with my agent. I went out and I did a bunch of auditions. I was going back and forth because I'm not in the city. I'm kind of just outside the city. So going back and forth all the time. And yeah, it's been really great so far. I'm still doing it, modeling, acting, commercials. I don't really do much theater anymore. I've been busy with my film, and I'm okay with that. But yeah, it's been really great. I know it's a hard industry, but I love doing it, so I wouldn't trade it up. Yeah.
What's the response been towards you since It's Me Billy premiered on YouTube?
It's been it's been really great. Like the horror community, I like horror movies, but I've never been a part of the horror community.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that they're all gems. Like they all come together. It's such a community. Like even on Dave's lives and stuff, like when I'm doing interviews, I'll have his thing up just so I can see him, because when we're doing it, I can't see him. So I'll have him up on here and I'll just see the chat. Like, hey, how are you doing? Oh, look who's in chat now. So it's just such a great community. And I feel like now I'm kind of in it now, which is nice. And I've gotten so many messages and DMs, and everyone's just been so kind, like comments, everything. Everyone's just been saying, like, good job. And It's Me, Billy. I thought you were fantastic. Like, really hope that we get to do another one. And I just thought I'd reach out and say that. I'm like, that is so sweet. Or just mentioning me in a story, or like tagging me in the review or something. It's just, everyone's been overwhelmingly really nice. And I think I can speak on the other girls too. We've all talked about it and they've also said the same thing. So yeah, it's just nice. I've never been a part of the horror community and now everyone's reaching out, which is really nice. Yeah, it's been really good.
One of the things I felt that really worked in your favor, and I heard this on Dave's show, was that even before shooting, you and Malika and Shelby kind of intersected on Zoom back and forth. And I think that really helped your chemistry.
It really did, because most of the time we were doing scenes together, it wasn't like we were doing scenes together, if that makes sense. It was just like, I'm talking to you guys because we are friends in real life. We are friends. So I think when we all got cast, I'm pretty sure Malika was the last to be cast. I was the first, or maybe at the same time as Shelby. So then once we kind of, I think we had one Zoom script reading, all followed each other on Instagram. We started a group chat together, started talking that way. And I think it was Shelby who said, would you guys want to do a Zoom wine night? And we went, yes.
Yeah.
And then that was it. Like we got along so well at that point. We were always messaging each other constantly. And that's kind of rare. Like I am friends with people on set, but not to that extent. You only really talk to them on set and then you stay friendly. But with them, like even now, I was messaging them today, being like, hey, I'm going on this podcast radio thing tonight. And it's going to be fun. And then Shelby started talking about how great her experience was. And she had a great experience.
Oh,
Plug for you.
thank goodness. Thank goodness.
She said it was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it's just it really did help, because even when we had to do our ad-libbing scenes, it was just natural. It's like, yeah, talk to me. What are we talking about? I think we added some of our little own jokes in there that we had, like the hot chocolate. I really wanted hot chocolate because I was so tired, and I didn't make her. She said she would. She brought us hot chocolate during the scene when we were sitting down. I would just like to say that was my idea.
Mm-hmm.
So we had our little jokes in there about hot cocoa versus hot chocolate. And it was just little things that we had in our friendship that we just brought to the movie, which everyone kept saying, like, the chemistry between the three of them is undeniable. So I think that really worked out in Dave's favor as well. He got lucky hiring us friends.
Did Bruce like hot chocolate, or did he not like that too?
I'm pretty sure he did, but I don't think I asked him.
Did you guys, when you had your Zoom conversation, did that come up? What's with Bruce and not like a pineapple?
It did. I'm pretty sure it did. I remember we were talking about it. And then I think after we did one of the lives where he said he didn't, I think we talked about it. And I'm like, okay, Bruce, I dare you. I triple doggy dare you to go and have some pineapple on your pizza. But
I
it
love
didn't happen.
pineapple on my pizza. Oh my goodness.
I know. It's crazy to me. I don't understand.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
No, I enjoyed the film. I know we're busting Bruce's balls here, but
No, he's great. He's great. It's all in
actually,
good
I'm
fun.
the only one in my family that likes pineapple on pizza. But it's
Yeah,
like my favorite part is it had pineapple on pizza. It's
I agree. I
yeah,
agree.
yeah,
Seems like a majority of people do. I don't know.
I do. It's always my top pick if I pick toppings on pizza. I'm not really fussy when it comes to pizza anyway, If
I can eat
but
any of it. Give
yep,
me anything. I'm good.
yep. But pineapple's my number one pick if I was gonna pick something.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. Or meat lovers, but I still like pineapple. It's a
Hmm.
cross between the two, but it's still a big fan.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, any other little antidotes on that move? Like, Shelby was mentioning you guys were watching The Walking Dead on there.
We were
Yeah,
watching Walking Dead. It's because it was so bright. Because
I
all the other horror movies are dark. So when you're watching it, it doesn't like illuminate your face for the camera. So then
mhm.
I think we started watching Hereditary because we're like, we hadn't seen Hereditary. It was very dark. So then Bruce came in. He's like, no. And then he switched and got us to watch.
You're not supposed to listen to Bruce. He doesn't like pineapple on the pizza.
He was
Don't.
like pineapple.
Yeah,
And
like, you know.
yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. We got to
Actually,
talk
it's
about
funny
it.
for Walking Dead. I quit watching after season 3 because I mean they killed off Laurie Holden and Sarah Wayne Callies the same season. I'm like, look, if you're getting rid of all the eye candy, I'm not gonna watch.
Yeah, I mean it's a good series, but I can see why you get upset with that.
Yeah, like if I had a
Really
kept
hurts
what
ya.
if I had a kept watching, they would have gotten rid of Lauren Cohen the next season. I'm like, to keep Maggie alive, I'm gonna quit watching.
Yeah, I think I don't even know when I watched up to. I think I have to get back into it. I don't even remember where I left off. It's been so long, but I never picked it up again. But it's good. I haven't. But I'm pretty sure that's what Shelby was watching when she got killed. I'm pretty sure. Because it was also very light and yeah. I can't really think of any other things like that. Oh, we decorated the Christmas tree together. That was really fun. I suggested it again. I was like, Dave brought in the Christmas tree and there's all the decorations, and we're just sitting there at the dining table. I think we were playing cards, and I saw them take it out, and I'm like, is that a Christmas tree? And they're like, yes. I'm like, do you have someone decorating that Christmas tree? And they're like, why? And I said, ladies, let's go. We put on Christmas music. We had hot chocolate. I think Shelby has her own Christmas album that she made. So we were listening to her Christmas album, decorating the tree. It was so fun. So
And then
take a look. Next time you watch it, the second time you watch it, you're going to
yeah,
look at that tree and you're going to go, wow, that looks amazing.
and you guys were watching Bad Santa?
No, we didn't. Did we watch? I think we did watch a Christmas movie. I'm pretty sure because that's the night we were trying to stay awake. So I'm pretty sure we watched The Grinch at one point.
You know something I think Dave needs to check out? Since he's a horror fan, he needs to check this out. Adam Marcus, the director of Jason Goes to Hell,
Okay.
made a film called Secret Santa.
Secret Santa. Is it scary?
It's a horror comedy,
Okay.
and it's about this family get together at Christmas time.
Okay.
The family hasn't seen each other in a long time, and one member of the family works at this corporation where they manufacture this what they call a truth serum.
Okay.
And one person in the family puts that truth serum in the punch, and people start saying what they really think
That's a
of
bad
everybody,
recipe for disaster right there.
and it ends up becoming a slasher film pretty quick. But
That's
it's
actually
also out.
hilarious.
It's
I
out.
would like to watch that movie. That actually sounds really funny.
It is outrageously hilarious.
Oh, I
I've
love
interviewed 5 people in it. I showed it to my brother at Christmas time a couple of years ago, and he loved it.
I want to watch that. That actually sounds like such a good storyline. That's
Secret
so creative.
Secret Santa, directed by Adam Marcus.
Oh, I'm gonna go find it.
Yeah, I think Dave would probably like that, and it's very bizarre, but
Dave, if you're listening, go check
yeah,
it out.
Secret Santa. Yeah, I got it here somewhere. I was actually just thinking if I have my Black Christmas autograph movies here, but I think they're
So
way
cool.
buried there somewhere.
They deserve to be on a pedestal.
Maybe if I have Dave on here, I'll dig those out because I got a few signatures on it. Lynn Griffin, Carol Zitier, Martha Gibson, who plays the mom whose child was killed in the park. You've
Hmm.
seen it briefly. She was at Horrorama one year. I got her to sign. I haven't had her on the show yet, but
You should reach out. That'd be pretty cool.
I've been trying to get her. She's married to Louis Del Grande, who was the head explosion guy from Scanners. And
Weird.
I've been wanting to get both of them on because that guy had a great sense of humor.
That's so funny.
Yeah, yeah, but but um, but yeah, I get a couple of different Blu-rays of Black Christmas that's got various signatures
So
on them.
cool.
I would have loved to have met Margot Kidder before she passed, but
Yeah.
it didn't
I wonder
happen.
if any of them have seen It's Me, Billy. I'm curious. I don't know.
I hope Olivia Hussey has.
I hope so too. She's so cool.
Yeah.
I'd freak out if she saw me acting. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Now,
So
Lynn Griffin, I wouldn't be surprised. I
I know,
mean,
that's what
he
I
was
was
definitely
thinking.
supportive,
Yeah, definitely.
you
It'd be
know.
pretty cool. Yeah. Especially since she has, Emma with the bag on the head and everything. It's definitely like a direct.
Do you know when Lynn Griffin does conventions, she puts the bag on her head? She's told me
So
stories about that.
it's so freaky to me. Like Shelby, I felt so bad for her. She just had to, it was so hard to watch. Like her keeping her eyes open, not breathing. Whew, I couldn't have done that. I blinked so much. That'd be so crazy.
Just a minute, I'll dig that out here. Just a minute.
Uh-oh.
I'll dig that out here. Show off some Black Christmas memorabilia here
Ooh.
because you're part of it. I don't know when they. I'm not even sure what's going to come to me from It's Me, Billy.
Oh yeah, you said you don't remember what you got.
I
Yeah.
think a Blu-ray and a T-shirt, but I'll be frank, I don't know.
I think the Blu-ray does not have that has like the director's cut on it, and then it has the blue. There's no bloopers, I don't think, but like the behind the scenes.
There is a blooper. It's Bruce not liking pineapple.
I
That's
know.
a blooper.
I
That
missed
is
that.
that is now considered a blooper.
It is a negative towards It's Me, Billy in general.
No, not towards It's Me, Billy. It's just
Towards Bruce
it's a
Dale.
bl- it's a it's a blue it's an automatic blooper. We're
Yes.
going to have to classify it as a blooper.
I'm pretty sure we talk about it in the behind the scenes. I don't really know what happened in the behind the scenes. I was really tired half the time of filming, so I was pretty out of it.
Okay, we got some Black Christmas here. There we go. I got this one.
Oh my god, it looks so bad, but so good, but so
It's
bad.
got Carl Zitier's signature right there. He's the
Cool.
composer.
Yeah, very cool.
And Lynn Griffin in silver right down in there.
Yeah.
And
That's
Martha
awesome.
Gibson signed it right there.
So cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's what Jackie, one of the crew members, she
Mm-hmm.
got us all to sign her copy of Black Christmas the first day. She's a big fan, so it's kind of cool that she was on set for that because she had a lot of great suggestions as well.
Yeah, and I got this one. This one doesn't have Carl on it because I got this one the year after I met Carl Zitier, but Martha Gibson signed it up there and Lynn Griffin signed it right there.
Cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. I
So
remember seeing that bag scene for the first time, just being
mhm.
like, oh my gosh, what is this movie?
Oh yeah, and that happens really early too. Such an iconic scene.
Yeah.
And Lim was in another great horror film shot in Canada too called Curtains.
Oh, I haven't heard of it.
Yep. Yep, that one was really good as well. I got her to sign that in here as well.
Cool.
I got these all bagged here because whenever we finally get our housing thing done, I can just take them and go.
Mm, yes.
But
Are you in the process of moving like right now?
no,
No. Oh.
no, I've been here since April 2020, and I'm like, I kind of want to move anytime because my expenses, like I'm not rich. I mean,
Nobody
there's
is.
there's kind of a time where you just want to you just want to get things moving.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Just bear
Right.
with me. I'm trying to find Secret Santa here because I want to show it to you.
Where can you watch Secret Santa?
Well, I don't know whether that's online or not.
Yeah, I don't recognize that, but it sounds like such a cool concept.
Yeah,
Do you think it'd be on Prime?
maybe,
Maybe.
maybe.
I hope so. I'm actually really interested in that. That's such a funny storyline.
Yeah, this is hilarious. It's got some gore in it. It's got some kills in it.
Oh,
But
love
it's
it.
got a bizarre storyline.
Love it. Okay, I'm gonna search it up. Hopefully I can I'll get back to you. I'll
I
see what I
don't
think.
know how close you can see this, but no, you won't be able to see it. There's one of the death
No.
scenes on the back.
Is it that? Is it like gory?
Let's just say somebody gets a Christmas star through the back of the head and the point comes out their mouth. And it
Oh,
and you're not ready for it when it happens.
oh no. I feel like that would be kind of like in Hereditary where she gets her head knocked off.
Something like that.
That was very shocking to me. I think I stared at it for like 10 minutes after that in shock.
You ever see Mandy?
I don't think so.
With Nicolas Cage? I'm going to tell you something about this movie. It's
Hmm.
got a tie-in with Friday the 13th.
The Friday the 13th that's coming out in August?
Nope. It's got a tie-in with Friday the 13th, period.
Really? How?
I found this out through an interview with the director, not an interview with me, just
Right.
online somewhere. The storyline, and I found you find this out during a convenience store conversation, is set in Crystal Lake. And it was deliberate.
Interesting.
It was deliberate.
So then are they gonna do like a sequel to it or something?
I don't know, but I found that so interesting that it was done deliberately.
At Crystal Lake.
Yeah,
So
they
is the plot line kind of related?
nope.
No, it's
It
just
just
at Crystal
it
Lake.
just I guess they just said Crystal Lake.
Huh.
There's no mention of Jason or Friday the 13th or anything, and
Interesting.
I just found that fascinating.
That is very fascinating.
Yep. So
Huh.
that was something I had discovered that I did not know prior, and
Yeah. Interesting that they like deliberately, but they don't mention it at all.
nope.
Hmm. I
But
wonder what the creative choice, like the thought process was behind it.
well, apparently Nicolas Cage was told. You'll have to bear with me. I'm just putting this stuff away, but I can still
No
hear you.
worries.
But apparently Nicolas Cage was told when he played his part to play it like Jason.
Really?
Yep.
So
And
maybe it was the creative mood and atmosphere they were going for.
something like that.
Mood and atmosphere of Friday the 13th.
Well, he in Mandy, Nicolas Cage's wife is killed by this motorcycle gang, and he is seeking revenge.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh. Oh, so it's kind of related because isn't Jason seeking revenge, or is that his mom that's seeking revenge? No, he's seeking revenge for
Mm-hmm.
the people. Yes. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I thought that was interesting. I even asked Sean Clark. I said, "Do you know what the tie-in between Friday the 13th and Mandy?" And I thought was interesting. It was set in Crystal Lake, but you know, it's very in passing when you hear it. Like it's just,
Interesting. So they do mention that it's in Crystal Lake
yeah,
in the movie.
in a convenience store scene early in the movie somewhere. Yeah.
I
I
like it.
I like
I
that
like
too.
that.
I thought that was really interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. Very
So,
cool.
so do you have any charities that you're involved in that you want to plug on here?
Any charities? Yes. I have to think about it. I know as soon as I hang up, I'm gonna be like, oh, I should have mentioned this. Um, there was a charity that I modeled
Mm-hmm.
for quite some time. I didn't get paid or anything for it, but it was more of a fundraiser for Rwanda. So the lady that I worked with, who ran all the fashion shows and everything, her name is Joanne St. Louis,
Mm-hmm.
and she's great. And basically, she goes to Rwanda and she teaches women there how to sew and how to make their own clothing so that they can have their own businesses and make a livelihood for themselves. So we've been doing these, I mean, COVID, and also maybe the past few years we haven't done it, but we still keep in touch. And she has little purses that she makes and different garments that she makes, and then we go and model them, and then she tries to sell those clothes and stuff. So it's a really good charitable thing that she's doing, and I loved being a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then oh my god, I know there's something else, but I can't think of it right now. Yeah, I guess that's kind of the main one at least. Yeah, I just think it's a good idea to help out as much as we can over there.
You know what? I was going to bring this up. I should bring this up in case you and the other two girls ever get together. I don't know. You're all in Toronto, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I do a charity on here. I throw it to my guests every now and again, and a lot of it depends on their personality, but I think you got it.
Oh yeah.
You remember the Ice Bucket Challenge?
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah. One came out after that, after Robin Williams sadly left us, called the
Yeah. Uh,
Doubtfire Face Challenge for Suicide and Depression Awareness.
I don't remember that one. I mean, I probably saw it, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, it's for suicide and depression awareness. It's called the Doubtfire Face Challenge, and you take a pie in the face and you nominate
Oh,
three
I
people.
remember this. Yes, I remember this. Yes.
I've had a few of my guests. In fact, I did one with Lisa Langwa when I was in Toronto.
I
But
love it.
Nancy McLaughlin did one in front of props from Jason Lives.
Cool.
Sandy Johnson, who was Judith Myers in Halloween, she did one, and her husband was dressed up like Michael Myers, and he pied her.
That's so good.
And she nominated Felissa Rose, Nick Castle, and PJ Souls. I got to follow
So
up on them
funny.
somehow. And I was just sitting here thinking, wouldn't it be great to get you, Shelby, and Malika to all do this together?
Oh my God, that'd be amazing. We'd
I
all be down. We'd all be down.
I never brought it up to Shelby, but I was just sitting here thinking, wouldn't that be cool to get the three of them?
That would be really fun. We're actually trying to get together after, after some regular, like, I mean, Ontario's still in, a situation right now.
What situation is that? The
COVID,
oh
COVID.
oh, I was gonna say the pizza on pineapple on
Pizza.
pizza.
That is also a situation. Different situation, both equally bad.
Yes.
But we are talking about it. We keep saying how we want to just go get drinks or guac off. Like the first time we met, we all talked about how great our guacamole is.
Mm-hmm.
So we were going to have a guac off, but that hasn't been able to happen yet because of COVID. So we're actually just talking about that maybe yesterday or the day before, just saying, I miss you guys. We have to do something soon. So maybe if we can coordinate it, with when we're all together. That could be pretty funny.
Yeah, I think that would be great. I just thought that would be cool. Now,
Definitely.
yeah, I haven't had Malika on here. I'm open to have her.
Yes.
Um,
I'll text her your email and I'll just say
yeah, yeah,
reach out.
yeah.
Because yeah, if you don't have Instagram, it might be hard to reach out to her then.
I have Instagram. I haven't done a darn thing on it since I got on
But she's
there.
also hard to find. It's because she doesn't have her last name. So I think you'd have to go into like Dave's Instagram and then go into his tags and then find her that way. I think she should
Yeah,
change that. She should change that.
yeah. But but if you're on Facebook, you mind if I add you on Facebook?
Yeah, go ahead.
I tried
Sure.
to I tried to add Shelby, and she told me add her, but she doesn't have the friends add thing on there.
Does she not?
No, so I can't add her.
How does that how does that work?
I don't know, and I didn't say anything to her about it, but
That is so weird. I wonder if she knows that. She probably doesn't know that.
I don't know. I had somebody send a friend's request to me last week, and I went to add them, and I said, "This person is maxed out 500." Then why are you adding me?
What? This is news to me. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, I guess 5,000 is the max, which makes no sense to me. It's like, just let people just
I didn't
go,
even know there was a max. That just doesn't make
Yeah,
sense. That's
yeah,
news. I don't have 5,000. You're good.
yeah. Because when I get this ready, I can send it to you. Now, I put up 5 interviews up on my YouTube every like 5 interviews a month. I haven't got all my 2019s up there yet.
Wow.
So this probably won't go public till next year. But
That's fine.
yeah, but you will get the link before it goes public on my channel, and you can
Cool.
put it up anywhere you want to.
Oh, cool. That'll
Yeah,
work. Thank
yeah.
you.
Well, none of the Zoom ones I've done this year are public yet,
I
but
see.
I've been sending them out to people,
Mm,
and they've been posting them, and that's fine. That is
definitely.
totally because I don't want people to have to wait a year or 2 years to hear their interview.
Definitely.
But
Yeah.
yeah. Well, my former station manager told me, don't put all your interviews up at one time. Save some for a rainy day. Well, how was I to know that rainy day was going to be COVID-19? Because when COVID hit and the station closed, I had 150 some interviews that I hadn't posted. So I was able to go the rest of the year and still be able to have content.
That's amazing. I thought you were going to say that they were all at the studio still and you couldn't get them. That would have sucked.
No, no, I've got all my interviews on my flash drive and stuff.
Wow, that's
Like
great.
like the great thing about Zoom is I get video and I get audio,
Definitely.
you know. But
Definitely.
no, I've got a copy of all my stuff, but I did about 30 interviews in 2020, and then this shit happened. And
Yeah.
I had about 30 people waiting to come on my show.
Were you able to get them on through Zoom?
Not yet. Some of them, yes. And then there's some of them that haven't gotten back to me. And I'm like, I'm hoping they're not holding this against me because I reached out to them before the lockdown. And it's
Yeah.
like, I couldn't help this,
No, of course not. Of
you know?
course not. I
But
feel like that would be really dumb if they held that against you.
yeah,
And plus, Zoom is
but
so easy. All they have to do is just like they don't have to get dressed up, go somewhere. They can just hang out in their room, turn on
well,
their camera.
yeah.
It's
So,
great.
well, I went the all rest of last year. I was able to put stuff on YouTube, but I put one up about every 5 or 6 days. And I went the rest of the year and I was like, you know what? I miss doing this. I mean, it's nice to be an essential worker and still work, but I
Definitely.
was miserable because I wasn't able to do something I enjoyed. I couldn't go to
Yeah,
Toronto,
exactly.
couldn't do this. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that like the acting world just completely shut down for a while there, and it was just so boring.
yeah.
Like, ugh.
But
Yeah.
Nancy McLaughlin from Jason Lives told me, she said, if I can do Zoom, you can do Zoom. And so I got my brother. hook this up for me. I mean, he doesn't do Zoom, but he's kind of the tech guy for me. So he hooked this up, and it was actually somebody from 13 Fanboy that was my first guest, and she was out of London, England. And I remember she said to me on Facebook, she goes, "Do you need help breaking it in?" And so she was my first guest, and I've been going ever since. So
Oh, lovely.
yeah,
Yeah, honestly, it's so much easier to eat. Before I called you, I had a nice dinner, had some wine,
yeah.
flicked on my camera, ready to go.
Did you have pineapple with pizza?
I didn't, but today I did have pizza. It was just not Hawaiian. It was prosciutto though. It was really good.
Listen,
I'm
listen.
sorry.
You
You
can't
have
go.
to switch it up. You have to switch
You
it up.
cannot go the Bruce way on the pizza.
You have to switch it up sometimes, or else you won't appreciate the pineapple as much.
You see, if I ever have Bruce on here, it's going to be an interrogation.
I would love to watch that.
It's
I
the
I would want the link to watch it before everyone else does, just so I can see how that goes.
the
I would expect you to send it to me.
the Bruce pineapple interrogation.
It is though. People in the chat, they go at him. They go at him for
I'll
it.
probably eventually have him on here talk about It's Me, Billy. That
Yeah.
it's I think it's great that he and Dave have been friends all this time and they're able
They're
to do
so
this.
cute.
Yeah,
So good together.
yeah,
Yeah. No, they're
yeah.
great. Yeah.
I never mentioned this, but how was your audition for this film? Was it like
Yeah, it was actually so I remember I was it wasn't my agent who got this one for me. I found it.
okay?
Um and I remember reading the description and Dave's gonna laugh if he hears this, but it was just so enthusiastic. Like he used like all caps. Like, you could tell he was really excited about it. I just remember it being like all caps, exclamation points. I'm like, this guy seems like a good guy to work with. He just seems so happy-go-lucky. So then I submitted myself because like how the process, I don't know how much you know about acting and auditions and all that stuff, but what happens is like, for those people who are listening who might not know, you submit yourself first, submit your like demo reel, cover letter if they need one, or a headshot. And I submitted it, and like a couple days later, I heard back saying, "Yeah, we'd love to see you." And I think they sent me the dining room scene. Oh, what else did they send me? They sent me the dining room scene and the scene with Shelby on the porch.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also got me to do like a pretend you're walking around in the basement and you're scared and you're looking like type of thing. So I remember doing those three, and I think I heard back from him. I don't even remember. It was very quick. And he was just like, he gave me a call. He's like, "I want you as my Sam. Like, you're Sam. You're Sam." And he just kind of said, like, "I saw your headshot." It was like, "It's crazy how you look like Olivia Hussey." And then he said, "But then the fact that you played the character exactly as I envisioned it, I think was the thing." Like he said, how I wrote the words on the script, the way you spoke them out loud was exactly how I envisioned it. And he's like, "And that's why I think you're like," he didn't even ask for a callback. It was like, "This is exactly what I'm looking for." He saw my demo reel, he saw everything. And then it was after that, he just got the ball rolling. He started that mini teaser, like not the teaser trailer, but like the pre-teaser trailer, like the first one. And then he got Malika, Shelby, Bruce, and I together. And yeah, I think I looked back at my self-tape not too long ago because I still just had it as a file on my computer, and it's almost the same, but I also think I was a bit more happy in it. I looked back and I was like, "Oh, you'll figure it out." It was still really good, but it was like not as, just because Sam's going through a lot of emotional stuff. So she was definitely, I think in my audition, I was definitely a bit more on a higher note. And it still worked out though. It worked out well. I think our audition tapes are going to be on the Blu-ray or something. So you could probably even go check it out and just see the difference. They're almost exactly the same, but maybe just a bit more bubblier, I think, in my performance.
I heard through listening to Dave on his podcast talk about you having to do cry scenes. Talk about the difficulty in that.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously those scenes are just like draining, like completely draining. I remember in university is when they taught us, like, because it's so draining and because you have to do it so many times. In school, they really teach you how to tap in, tap out, like tap
Mm-hmm.
in, tap out, like we call it like a touch and go.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that day that I was going to be doing that emotional scene. So I just kind of said to the girls, I said, you know what, if I'm not going to be talking to you, like I just need to kind of get in the zone, kind of focus in on this and just kind of get into that mindset. So even with Caro in the car, I remember I was like, just sorry if I'm not talking to you, but like I just, in order for this to be done in a genuine way, I need to just be by myself right now. Because, you know, in Hollywood, you know, the cry, the one beautiful tear that streams down their faces. I'm like, come on. And then I watched my crowd. Girl, you ugly cry, but that's fine because at least it was authentic. So I'm like, in order to get into that zone, it is very difficult. I remember Bruce and Dave said to all the crew, they said only essential people are up there. So like Dave, Bruce, the DP, Brett, Greg, obviously, I think it was only like maybe 5 in there. And plus I asked Shelby to come in as well. She said, is it cool if I come in? I said, yes, please, because she brought me my water and she brought me, it was cold. So she brought me my like thing. She was just checking in on me, which was really great. I
Mm-hmm.
think Malika was sitting in the chair. Yeah. So anyways, it's, I learned how to do that in acting school. So I kind of brought that with me. So I literally just went off in the corner for like, it felt like an hour, but I think it was only like just during the time they were setting up. And there's just certain places you go as an actor that you know can give you a certain response. And so throughout that whole, however long they were setting up, I just did my touch and goes. I'm like, touch it, see if it comes out, let it go. And like touch it, see if it comes out, let it go. Just to like stay in the mindset, but also not exhaust myself. So when they did say go, it was right there. Like it was already just like right there. It was all built up. It was ready to go. Thank God. But just because of that touch and go method, touching it, going, touching it, letting it go, touching it, letting it go. So I asked them to give me like maybe a 5-minute warning. I'm like, just let me know around when you're about to, so I can really have it right there.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, for sure. They briefly walked me through the blocking. And then they said, you know what, I'm going to say go, like I'm going to say action, but you take your time. But I think I just kind of wanted to just, because it's been pent up for so long. It's so draining because it's like emotion, right? Like I don't like after you cry, you're exhausted. So especially like a breakdown like that, right?
Did they
So
do that early in the shoot? And I'll tell
no,
you
I
what.
think it was the last day.
Okay, this is why I asked that, because I
Yeah.
hear a lot of um, actresses have told me when they have to do either A, nude scenes, or B, love scenes,
Yes.
like sex scenes, they usually get those done first and out of the way, so it's
Oh,
not weighing in on them through the rest of the shoot.
right. I
So
actually
that's
kind
what.
of preferred it to be the last one because
Okay.
it got me used to the setting, it got me used to the vibe, it got me used to the mood and atmosphere of the whole
Yeah.
thing and what they were going for, right? So I kind of appreciated it being on the last day because I knew I didn't have to worry about it for these days. And then on the last day, I was like, okay, let's zone in, let's do it. And I remember the first take we did was great. But then I think I missed my mark slightly. So they're like, okay, let's do it a second time. So again, I had to go in and do it again, which was very exhausting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get myself to that place, like have that real breakdown on camera. And then I think Malika was breathing and I got out of it. I like jumped out. I was like, okay, shake it off, shake it off. I started talking to Shelby and they were like, we're gonna have to shoot it one more time. I was like, ah. So then I went off on my own again. I think for they gave me like 10 minutes. I was like, I got out of it. I just need to go get back into it. So I got back into it again, did the third take, and then I'm not too sure which one they used, but it's exhausting. I slept like a baby that night. It was really difficult because you do have to go to that place. So they're hard scenes. Yeah.
How hard did you guys sob when you found out Bruce didn't like pineapple on pizza?
Exactly like I sobbed in that scene. 100%. Complete mental ugly cry.
I'm not gonna let that go.
it's It was The Ugly Cry that came out. Yeah.
Well, you said you watched Black Christmas.
Mhm.
What other horror movies have you watched?
A
Talk
lot.
about talk about ones that have made an impression on you.
Well, I think I said this on Dave's channel. Halloween was my first, I believe, horror movie.
Love that.
It was pretty cool because I loved Halloween like Halloween the holiday growing
Hmm.
up. So I think I was probably, I don't know, maybe 11 or 12. And I saw a movie called Halloween. Didn't know it was an old movie. I don't know. I think my parents actually bought it. Like they had it, I think. Um, and then I remember watching it and being like mind blown. I'm like, whoa, that was so good. I remember it was the scene where she's in the hospital and he's going, I just remember my heart was pounding. I was like, what is this? Like, what is this sensation? This is crazy. And I watched that every Halloween basically. Like it's you have to. So
Hmm.
definitely Halloween. There was I remember one of the first ones I watched was the Ring, but I was too scared to watch the actual video where the people get the phone call afterwards. So I never
Okay.
watched it. I refused. I'm like, I'm not getting a phone call. So then my brother was watching it with me. He goes, I dare you to watch the video. And my parents weren't home. It was us alone together. And as soon as I watched the video, my dad called me. I had no caller ID. I was freaking out. I'm like, I'm going to die in 7 days. I'm going to die in 7 days. But I think we both got a call at the same time because my mom called him, my dad called me. It was terrifying. That made an impression on me in that way. What else? I really liked Hereditary.
Hmm.
My family didn't, but I really liked it. I thought it was just different. Um, the mood and atmosphere was great.
Mood and atmosphere.
Gotta bring it back.
Hmm.
Um, I loved Don't Breathe.
Hmm.
That was fantastic.
Yep.
Get Out was amazing.
Hmm.
Um, the one what were we talking about earlier? Oh, the one with Quiet Place. I loved that.
Hmm.
Um, I love a lot of them. Obviously, Friday the 13th is great, but what's the other one? Nightmare on Elm Street. I also like that one. Um, but I would have to say, I think Halloween is my like. You gotta watch. I watch it like every year, basically.
I think for Friday the 13th, I think the scariest one is part 4 of the final chapter because Ted White brings such an intensity to Jason in that, you
I
know?
think we had the. I'm pretty sure we have that video downstairs, like the DVD. I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, the final chapter, that to me, and even speaking of mood and atmosphere, that
Oh,
film had it.
the new
Yep.
one.
Yep. Yep. Couple of some I would recommend. Brian De Palma directed a lot of good horror films. One I would recommend is Dressed to Kill.
Dressed
Has
to Kill.
Dressed to Kill, Michael Caine, Angie Dickinson, Nancy Allen.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
I'll check it out.
One of my favorites, Ms. 45, was Zoe Tamerlis Lund, come out in 1981. That's MS.45 the digit.
Okay.
It's like a female Death Wish, only it's better.
Wait, what? He directed Death Wish?
No, I said it's like a female Death Wish, only better.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because Zoe Tamerlis Lund plays Thana, who's mute. And she works in the seamless district, and she gets raped twice in the first 10 minutes in the film. Once by the film's director in a back alley, and then she gets home and she interrupts a burglary, and the burglar rapes her, but she manages to kill the burglar.
Oh my goodness. Wait,
And not
a
knowing
lot.
what to do, she cuts his body up in the tub and has to go around and distribute the body parts around town. But at one point, she gets chased by somebody and she ends up getting his gun. Actually, no, she doesn't. She gets the gun from the burglar from inside the apartment, and she ends up going on a little male killing spree.
Uh-oh.
Now,
Okay. I
Zoe is Zoe is unfortunately gone. She died at age 37 of a drug overdose. But
Oh,
I've had her widow on my show 4 times.
that's so sweet.
Yep.
Oh, that's so heartbreaking though. Ugh,
Yeah.
yikes.
Yeah, that film came out in 1981, which is when a lot of horror films come out. Let me see. Of course, I recommend Secret Santa.
Of course. I'm really looking forward to that one.
I think you'll find that to be a madhouse movie. The remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers from 1978, I recommend. It's one of
Really?
those few remakes that really, really does it.
Okay.
The-
Sure. Is it the same
yeah.
storyline or is it like in continuation?
It's set in San Francisco. You could almost classify it almost as a continuation because Kevin McCarthy, who was the hero of the first one, actually makes a cameo in this one,
No way.
where he seems like he's still warning people.
That is so cool. It's kind of like
So
we want to get Olivia Hussey. That would be so awesome.
yeah, so that one I'd recommend. I'm trying to think of some others. And if you like werewolf movies, American Werewolf in London and The Howling are both terrific.
Okay, sure. I mean, I read Twilight as a kid, so
Twilight was awful. Scratch that from your mind.
no, I'm sorry. I can't. I agree that the movies were terrible, but you got to read the books. You got to read the books. I'm not going to change my mind on this.
Watch American Werewolf in London and watch The Howling. Those are two great werewolf movies. And
Put
for
Twilight up with it. Sorry, New
for,
Moon. New
and
Moon. Put it up there.
for vampires, the
Twilight.
original Fright Night.
Okay, yes, but also Twilight.
The
Yes,
original
right.
Fright Night from 1985. Oh my goodness, does Dave have to have a talk with you now?
Probably. I can feel the judgment. And no one's even watched it yet.
I'm willing to bet you the term shit show be how he described Twilight.
It was pretty bad. I mean,
Actually, I'll be fair.
yes,
I only saw the first two Twilights.
yes.
Wasn't a big fan of the first one. I thought the second one was actually all right.
I will
But
take it.
but after that, it's just like I'm one of these people that I get very agitated when I see people say that a movie's worth is based on their box office.
Right. I agree.
I know people that think Titanic's a great movie because it made money. I thought I was going to sleep during Titanic when I saw it in the theater.
Oh.
It was like I saw that the same day I saw Tomorrow Never Dies, the James Bond film.
Oh.
I saw Titanic first, and I thought the third act just dragged on and on and on and on and on.
I am insulted.
And I went to Tomorrow Never Dies, and I was like, I was entertained.
I
But
am I am insulted. I am a big fan. I used to want to marry Jack, aka Leo.
yeah, but
We
Leo's done other great stuff.
He has, but Titanic
Yes.
is great.
But here's the thing. I didn't think Titanic was a shit show. I think Pearl Harbor was a shit show, but I don't think
Didn't like Pearl Harbor?
no. Are you kidding me? I wanted to punch out Michael Bay so much when I saw that movie because there was not one three-dimensional Japanese character in that movie. It
Okay,
was just
okay. I can
two
see that.
soldiers chasing after a nurse. You know what is more insulting? They were trying to figure out, the studio was trying to figure out how to market that to Japan. So they sold it to Japan as a love story. Yeah, can you see how that's a fucking insult?
See, with the background information, why you might not like it, but without the background information, I enjoyed it quite thoroughly.
You want to watch a good war movie? Watch Apocalypse Now or watch Platoon.
I
Those are good
you
war
know
movies.
I
Huh?
did like Hacksaw Ridge. That was a really good one.
Hacksaw Ridge was great, but I saw Apocalypse Now on IMAX in Toronto.
Stop. That'd be so cool.
Oh my goodness!
Love
But
I'm
here's the thing though with um where was I going here? Oh yeah, Titanic. I didn't think Titanic was a shit show. I think
I
it was
love
a well-made movie,
it. It was great.
but I
So
thought
into
they
it.
could have cut down stuff in that third act. They really
Probably,
could.
probably, but I
You
was
know,
here.
but it was like Romeo and Juliet on a boat. But
Which
here's the point I'm trying to get though, and trying to make. When people tell me it's a great movie because of its box office, that doesn't say anything about the stuff Dave talks about.
oh, I agree.
So,
100%.
and I would challenge people on this. The top grossing film of 2000 or 1998, I believe, was Armageddon.
Oh.
You don't hear anybody talk about that film, but you want me to tell you what you do see people talk about? A little film that was number 96 that year at the box office called The Big Lebowski. The Big Lebowski has become a major, major, major cult film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I've seen it screened since. And I guarantee you its popularity is bigger than Armageddon right now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
Yep.
agree. It's so annoying when people say that, like based on views or based on whatever.
Mhm.
It's still a good, like that just doesn't matter. As long as it has all the different good qualities that make a film good, why would you judge it based off the box office? Yeah.
1999, all the rage was The Phantom Menace. But now I hear people talk about a little movie that wasn't successful that year, but's got a cult following now, Office Space.
Oh, yeah. No, see, I completely agree. I think it's hard to judge things based off of just box office alone. Because there's some movies I saw that were box office hits and I absolutely hated. I can't think of any right now, but there's definitely ones where I was like, why was that good?
Like this wasn't at the top of the box office in 1974, but
Probably,
look at it now. I mean,
I know,
Black Christmas is a major cult classic now, you know?
definitely.
Actually, I was going to tell you when I was at Toronto last, the theater experience I had. I just interviewed somebody out of Toronto, so I feel like I'm repeating myself here, but still, my I'd always save my free movies and I'd see them with Lisa. But I had a few interesting experiences there when I was there in 2019 because we just got the 10 screener up there at the mall. But when I was in Toronto, we went and saw Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah,
Loved it.
I love that movie.
But here was the difference. We had wine with the movie.
Were you at the VIP?
I don't
You were at
remember.
the VIP. If you are at Cineplex, you definitely were at the VIP. I love the VIP. You can order food, wine, you watch a movie with some wine and some chicken wings.
We had wine with the movie, and I enjoyed the movie, but I remember drinking the wine with it. And I remember Lisa and I went to a restaurant afterwards, and she had wine with her meal, and I said to her, I said, "Gee, what do I have? What do I get to drink?" And she goes, "You like that movie, The Big Lebowski? Why not get White Russian?" I looked at the waitress. I said, "Can you do that?" She said, "Yeah." And I said, "The dude abides." And I love the White Russians.
That's so
I
great.
was total dude. But I mean, I saw Apocalypse Now on IMAX there. I'd never been to an IMAX because we don't
They're
have
great.
one here.
It's a different experience.
And if you're gonna see a movie on IMAX, Apocalypse Now is a great choice.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I will. I will. I will see it.
I'll tell you this, it's better than Pearl Harbor.
I loved Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor, I'd like to take a big giant shit on.
I get why now that you explained it, I understand.
Yeah.
But I'm also a Ben Affleck fan. So
Then watch him in some of his good movies.
he does have a lot of good movies. I just considered Pearl Harbor one of them
Holy
until,
fuck. Oh,
until now, I guess.
oh, I hate that movie. I wouldn't have been so hard on that movie had they treat like I'm sorry, it was like we're Americans, we're the good guys, you're Japanese, you're the bad guys.
That
That's
is
how that movie came across to me.
that was something I said like mid movie because that's a long movie too. I remember like being like, what do the Japanese think when they watch this?
When I
Like,
come out of Pearl Harbor, like the people at the theater know me. I had one or two of the people there going, "What's up, dude?" They actually took me aside because they said, "You need to calm down." I wanted to take Michael Bay out in the parking lot and just kick his ass.
I can see why.
I
I can
was that infuriated. No, normally I can go to a movie and not feel angry afterwards. That film infuriated me,
I can see why.
you
I can
know?
yeah.
Yep. Because
I
all
even
it wasn't about the war. It was just basically it was trying to be Titanic. The only difference is I don't find Titanic insulting, but I did find Pearl Harbor insulting,
Oh, I agree. I can
you know?
totally, I'm on board with that.
Yep.
But I think Titanic was just good.
Yeah. But I did see Apocalypse Now, and I love Vietnam films because they get the jungle atmosphere.
Yeah.
And Apocalypse Now that was a masterpiece war film. Dave would like this. I went to a double screening. I think it was at the Royal,
Hmm.
and I saw White Christmas and Black Christmas on a double billing.
Yes, you said.
Oh, did I say that earlier?
So funny though. I
Okay.
if they were like, this would be really funny. Let's play
Yep.
back to back.
Lisa joined me for Black Christmas, and because she knew a lot of people who was in that are in Toronto. I think her one question was, "I wonder. I should call Art Hindle and find out if he still has that jacket." And
So
apparently, he still does.
really
She called him after the movie.
so cool.
Yeah,
You're
he
so
still has that jacket. And I saw Christmas Vacation while there in a theater that had recliner seats.
love it.
And that was nice. So I had a few really great new experiences.
Gotta come back and have more.
I can't wait.
You've touched
Cla-
like 2% of it.
yeah, Class of 1984 is a movie I'd recommend you see too. It's a thriller.
Cool.
Yeah, that was an early one with Michael J. Fox.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
check it.
when he was just called Michael Fox.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
I did Dave talk about that?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't know, but I do. I don't know if I maybe saw it recently when I was looking through. I don't know. Anyways, I'll have to watch it. I'll have to watch the Christmas. I forget which one you said, the funny one that I really want to watch with the killing
Secret Santa.
for Santa, and then the Michael J. Fox one. Yeah.
You need to. They need to. I know what Dave's next movie should be.
It's Me Billy too.
No, I think he and Bruce should do an Indiegogo with you, Shelby, and Malika, where you guys are trying to find your long lost parents. And your long lost parents will be Ricky, Julian, and Bubbles
Ricky, Julian, Bubbles,
from the Trailer Park Boys.
the Trailer Park Boys. You know what? We could make a comedy. We could easily make a comedy. You know when like there's like horror films, but they could also be comedies. It would definitely be a horror film for me, finding out that they're my relatives.
Yeah, which one would be your dad?
Probably Bubbles.
I
Probably
think I think Dave should get Bubbles glasses. What do you
yes.
think?
Yes.
Because
They look
he wears glasses. What do you think? That'd be a good look for him.
It'd be a great look for him. Look at him seriously. I don't think I'd be able to talk to him with a straight face, but yes. I
They
think
did a they did a movie called SwearNet, the movie, which is about censorship. People say The Wolf of Wall Street had the record most profanity.
I mean I believe it. I really believe it.
No.
No?
SwearNet, the movie, holds the record of 935 uses of the word fuck.
Was it in every sentence? Like,
Something like that.
oh my gosh.
I'm like, move over, Wolf of Wall Street. You look G-rated right about now.
Because that one was pretty, like, Wolf of Wall Street was pretty up there. So that's pretty crazy that there's something else that exists that's
935. And of course, the movie's called SwearNet. So what do you expect?
Yeah, I heard the thing about Wolf of Wall Street, but I wonder why that's not more well known. That there's another movie out there that.
Because I think because it's Canadian. I get annoyed that people come up here and make films, but yet they're American movies.
Yeah, and they don't really give credit to Canada.
Nope, they don't.
Yeah, it
They
sucks.
don't.
It sucks.
Deadpool was shot here. Mean Girls was shot. Actually, I interviewed Julia Chandry from Mean Girls. She was the girl that made it with the hot dog.
An idol.
She lives in Toronto.
I need to meet her.
She told me when she got that script, you know where she was working?
Where was she working?
The back shift at a Tim Hortons.
No way. Is she
And
still doing acting now?
well, when she got that script, she was kind of tired and wasn't in the mood until she saw Tina Fey's name on it as a screenwriter.
Oh my God, she's amazing.
Yep.
She's amazing.
I've interviewed two people from Mean Girls. I had Coach Carr on here as well.
Stop it. Coach Clark, he's the one where he's like, if you have sex, you'll die. Chlamydia.
Yep.
Oh.
Don't have sex. If you do, if you do have,
How'd you get him on? That's so cool. Is he Canadian?
he might be. I don't remember. I had him on in 2020. I think I got him through Facebook. I don't know. I don't remember at the top of my head.
Cool. That is so
His is not up on my YouTube yet, but Julia's is though.
I'll have to go check it out.
Yeah, you go on my playlist under 2016 and it's up there.
Oh my God, so cool.
Yeah.
I
We
love Mean
talk-
Girls. Again, it's a cult classic, honestly. It really is. It really is. I highly think it is. It's a really good movie.
Oh yeah, Mean Girls was great.
Rachel McAdams actually, she graduated from my program. It's one of the reasons I was so drawn to it because I love her. She's amazing.
Who?
Rachel McAdams.
Oh,
The
Rachel McAdams.
George.
One of my favorite shots of Mean Girls is where the chaos is all happening, but
She's just standing there.
it starts on her face and it keeps panning back, going back and back. Everything is chaos, but she is just standing there. She's the queen bee.
I love
Nobody is touching her.
I love her. She's so
Yeah.
great. I feel like if I could play a character in a movie, I would want to be Regina George. 100%.
Regina George. Yep.
100%.
Regina George. And you know what? That part's been in movies 100 times. We've seen the Queen Bee and many other teen movies. But this is how good performance is
Mm-hmm.
because she made that her own.
She really did.
Yep. Because in the lesser hands, that would have been just the Queen Bee.
It would be very stereotypical. It'd be
Yep.
very, but she, even every movie she's been in, like The Notebook, Hot Chicks, even, or Mean Girls, or About Time, The Vow. Like she's just played so many different roles. She's
forgot Sherlock Holmes.
Yes, everything she's been in. I'm just like,
I can't believe you mentioned the hot chick and you didn't mention Sherlock Holmes.
first movie I saw, and it was just like the first thing that came to mind. But yeah, everything she's in, she went to my program, and I'm just like, oh, that is so cool. You were taught by my professors. That is amazing. I think
She was in Spotlight.
she was what? Sorry.
In Spotlight.
Yeah, she's just such a. She's one of those actors that I watch and I'm just like, you're so good. You're so good.
Yep, absolutely. Have you done the conventions? Like I talked about Horrorama, but have you ever gone to those?
No, like I said, I've never really been in the horror community until now.
Because I gotta wonder, I don't know whether Dave McRae and Bruce Dale would be interested in something like this. Whether you guys, whether it be Horrorama, Frightmare at the Falls,
Yeah,
one of those, because it's me, Billy. I would find it might be interesting if you guys could be able to set up a table and.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely be good with it. I've never been. I'm very new to horror. I've always liked horror, but like the community, I guess.
Horror film communities are fun. I went when I first went to Horrorama, the one I assisted Lisa at, I kind of took a wander around when I had a chance, and I was wearing a Clockwork Orange T-shirt. And this woman came up to me who was dressed as a demented clown, and she said, "I love your shirt." And then she peeled her sleeve back, and she had a Clockwork Orange tattooed on her arm. And we just sat there and talked for a few minutes, you know, and it was just very communal. I liked it.
Everyone seems very, so what I'm looking for, like just like, I don't, lack for better words, they see someone and they just connect. You
Mhm.
know, it's very can't think of the word. You know what I mean? They just seem very, I can't think of the word, but really connected, I guess. They see
Mhm.
someone in horror and then they instantly like vibe with that person, which is pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You got anything else you want to plug on here before we close off?
Oh, I don't think so. Go watch It's Me, Billy.
You
Go
know
watch.
what? I'm looking forward to getting that on Blu-ray.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we get one too. I think I'd like one on Blu-ray. I'd have to talk to Dave about that one. But yeah, go watch It's Me, Billy. Follow for more updates on my life.
You did do some other short films. Is there anything you want to talk about on here in terms of that? Any of those experiences?
Yeah, well, they've all been really, I mean, I think I said this on Dave's channel as well. It's just funny because ever since I started doing film, it's been very much all horror and horror shows, horror shorts, horror features, dramas, all that stuff. So yeah, so go check some of those out. There's like Paranormal Survivor on TV, Murder Wall. Of course, I'm one of the victims, just as usual.
You're supposed to survive.
I know, tell them that, please. And yeah, just my short films. It's Hello World. Just go on my IMDb. There's a bunch there. There's a commercial I have out right now. It's on TV. Go check it out.
For pineapple on pizza?
I wish it was for pineapple and pizza. It's for it's for Labats and like getting your vaccine and the Arkells and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And if you're in Toronto, I mean, I do a lot of modeling, bridal shows and stuff, but of course, those are all COVID pending for the shows at least. But yeah, I mean, most of my stuff I just update on social media. So I have a bunch of modeling stuff coming up, some shoots, some shows, but there's just a bunch. So yeah, IMDb, Model Mayhem, all the things. Yeah, that's yeah. I'm
Well,
all
yeah. Well, if you get the chance, put me in touch with Malika. I'll have her on here and further promote this. Yeah. Yeah. You know,
yeah,
it was wonderful talking to you. I'll add you on Facebook and I'll keep in touch of what you're doing because I love having guests back when I see they're doing new projects and stuff. So,
willing. I am willing.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if the three of you get together, yeah, please do a doubt for our challenge. I think it'd be great. Yeah. For suicide and depression awareness. That would be great.
Malika's
And
going to, I think, BC. So we're probably getting together after she goes to BC. So like maybe early July, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
going to BC. Well, I'm looking forward to stuff opening up finally. We haven't had the death toll hasn't been really big here in New Brunswick. New Brunswick was smart. We got the jump on it.
You did. You did.
Yep,
Really did.
we got the jump on it. We did go back into red after Christmas, but we're right now in yellow. And
Ducks.
yeah, what code are you guys in now?
Even is it red still? I think honestly, we're still mainly. I think the only thing that's open is patios, and you're allowed to have like a certain amount of people in stores, but that's it. Like maybe 10 people in stores. I don't think there's any indoor dining yet. It's all outdoor still.
We're
Patio.
back in the movie theaters here.
Pardon?
We're back in the movie
Yeah, there's
theaters.
no way. The drive-ins are open, but yeah, I think patios only opened up like last week, so we're still very, very much behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping I want to get back there this fall. I told my supervisor because we're supposed to book vacation time back in March, but I said I don't know what's going on in Toronto. So I
Yeah.
said, look, I'll book the time for Toronto, but if nothing's going on there, like if everything's canceled or I can't travel, then I'm not going to take vacation. I didn't take any vacation time last year because I don't need to take time off to sit at my apartment.
Well, I mean, you could. You could. I would. I like having a whole day and just like getting it all
Yeah,
together.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe you'll use it
Maybe.
this year.
Kitty's over there asleep. So Kitty's that's what he does the whole time he's here.
Aw,
Yeah.
such a
Sleep and eat temptations.
the best.
Yeah. Why? Have you had them too?
No, no, my cats used to go crazy for him. Like crazy.
Well, mine does too.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was wonderful having you come on here today and promote It's Me, Billy.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Thank you for having me. It was so much fun.
I like to try to do some different stuff on my podcast when I see something that I don't find a lot of people are doing. It's like some places stuff is oversaturated. I thought this would be a great thing to do because I've had some of the Black Christmas people on here.
Yes.
So I thought let's do something with me, Billy. I think I'll reach out to Dave probably for July and
Hmm.
see if he'll come on here and see if he'll wear a pair of bubbles glasses.
Oh my God, do it. Tell him we had that conversation. I'm sure he'd love it.
Yeah.
He'd love it.
Sure. I'll do that. We'll do that. But it was wonderful having you on here today, and I miss Toronto terribly. I wish I could live there, but I'm here. How do you live in Toronto? Of
How do
course,
I live?
of course, you're not right in the city, are you?
No, I live outside the city. The city's, it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, I think it's about an hour outside of Toronto. So like, it's fine. The city's too expensive for me.
Yeah.
I used to live close to it. It was just too expensive.
Well, you could get together with the other two girls and
I know. Well, Malika, she lives out my way. So we're both kind of outside Toronto, and then Shelby's in Toronto. So we'll probably do something halfway, maybe. Yeah, we have to have our guac off. So
there you go. There you go. Well,
yeah.
thank you so much for coming on here today. This has been a lot of fun.
Yes, it has been fun. Thanks for
Yeah.
having me. It was
Oh,
great.
it was a pleasure and an honor, and I hope to see you and It's Me, Billy, the follow-up.
I hope so. Fingers crossed. I would love
Yes, Dave has got to make that happen.
He has to.
Yep,
Yes.
yep. Yeah, I was happy to be a contributor on the first one, so
Thanks again for that. It's honestly, it's much appreciated.
absolutely. Well, you have yourself a wonderful evening,
Yes. You
and
too.
God bless, and hopefully, maybe I'll see you this fall if I happen to be Toronto. I'll let everybody
Yes.
know I'm
You
going.
know.
Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah.
absolutely.
Great. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank
Abs-
you. Thank you. It's been great. It was so much fun. Yeah. Add me on Facebook. Keep in touch.
Absolutely. You take care. God bless, and enjoy some wine with the girls and talk about Bruce and his lack of pineapple and pizza. We're not going to let that go.
We won't. We will not let it go. We will refuse until it happens and he likes it. Definitely.
Absolutely. Take care, Victoria. It was wonderful having you on here tonight.
Yes. Thanks so much. Have
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
good night.
Bye bye.